All right, and we are live. So, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of HP Critical Plus. I am your host Brandon. Today we got a double stream, guys. We have a double stream because Amazon sometimes delivers things late. I meant to do the stream like literally in the afternoon. It didn't work out that way. The game in question that we are playing though is Shin Megami Tensei V. As you can see, I got the nice steel book. That was about the best I could get because I wanted that like premium edition that has like all that stuff, including like an actual like bag that you can wear or whatever. Unfortunately, that got sold out like instantly. I heard some of those got available today on Amazon, but I didn't want to chance that. I just wanted to get what I could, and I'm happy with the Steelbook edition. That's honestly plenty for me. It's nice. Anyway, yeah. So we got a double stream today. We're gonna be doing both Shin Megami Tensei V. We're gonna do about hour and a half of the game just to show off some of the cool new stuff that the game has, and then we're gonna be transitioning over. Christy will be joining me in about an hour to play the Great Ace Attorney and try to finish up Case 2 tonight. I do have an announcement regarding the Great Ace Attorney playthrough, but that will come later. But yeah, that's going to be happening a little bit later tonight. I'm looking forward to finally seeing how Case 2 wraps up. So it should be a lot of fun. Now, regarding Shin Megami Tensei 5, for those of you who don't know, there's a reason why I'm wearing a Persona 5 shirt, and that's because the Persona series is a spin off of Shin Megami Tensei for those who didn't already know that. Yeah, it started off, the Shin Megami Tensei Persona was just one of the many spin offs from that series, and it just so happened that Persona blew up and ended up becoming much more popular than its flagship series, I guess you could say. Um, so a lot of the stuff from Persona comes from Shin Megami Tensei V, including the monster designs, the names of spells, the fact that you can negotiate with them in mid battle. But Shin Megami Tensei is a bit different in that in Persona 5 you're able to recruit the demons or the shadows that you fought. You can do that in 5, but unlike in Persona 5 where you had like one at a time as your persona, the demons that you recruit are on your party, so they fight with you at all times, and you can have up to 3 of them party because your main character fights himself, just like in Persona 5 as well. So there's that. And there's a lot less life sim elements to it than there was in Persona series. This one is more battle focused. There's an extended cast, but they don't really do. They won't do as much as they would in a Persona game, for example. Your party really is like your main character and the monsters you recruit. So it's a little more like Pokemon in that regard, I guess you could say, because you're collecting the monsters and having them fight alongside you, as opposed to how it is in like the Persona games, where you have a party and they each have their own like special abilities and whatnot. So there's your difference. And I'm very excited this game finally came out because for those who've been following like the Nintendo Switch specifically and its announcements, you may remember that early 2019, I want to say January of 2019, they had a Nintendo Switch presentation where they were showing off a bunch of the games that were coming, both within that first launch year as well as games that would be coming on the horizon. And one of those games was Shin Megami Tensei V. It was the first major one in a while because the last one was Shin Megami Tensei 4, which was a 3DS exclusive and also got a direct sequel of Apocalypse. Actually, the 3DS was a pretty good system for the Shin Megami Tensei series, but I digress. So 5 was the next one to like get like a console entry, since 4 and 4 Apocalypse were both handheld entries. And there was a spin-off. It's called Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey. It's considered part of the main series, but it's just not numbered. That was a handheld entry too. So I would say the last 3 major entries of the series, of the main series, have been handhelds. So this is like, arguably a Switch is a handheld too, but of course it's also a console. So there you go. We're not splitting hairs or anything like that. So I'm definitely looking forward to checking this one out since it was announced so long ago and now it's finally here. It's been 3 years. It's been almost 4 because we're in November now. So, we're only about 2 months away from January. So it almost took 4 years for this game to come out. So this is the last of the launch Switch games that's coming out. It's crazy because Splatoon 2 is also in that presentation. That has long since come out, and we're about to get Splatoon 3 next year. So it's very interesting how things turn out that way. But I'm looking forward to the game. It's been already getting rave reviews, and I'm just excited to give it a look finally. One last thing I will mention before we start: look at the font for 5. It's very interesting how it is. Like it's got like the little lines on top of the V, which of course is the Roman numeral for 5. I don't know if that's a thing that just because I don't know if like for whoever's like inputting like the characters when they on the game when it goes onto Switch, if the 5 Roman numeral 5 has a different font than the V. I'm assuming it does if it came out that way, which I think is pretty cool. Anyway, enough of that. Let's go ahead and get this game started. I should probably go get my, while this loading, let me get my Great Ace Attorney copy, just so it's ready. Alright, there we go. Got my Great Ace Attorney here, so it can be ready to switch on over when Christy gets here later. Hopefully I get a good amount of the game in before I transition, because I do want to see some stuff, you know. Right into it. So the font of the game, interestingly enough, for those of you who have been watching this stream channel for a while, I did do a playthrough of Tokyo Mirage Session Sharp FE Encore, which is also an Atlas game. And that game was made by the Shin Megami Tensei team for the most part. It was let's be real. Tokyo Mirage Session was basically an SMT game in terms of gameplay and whatnot. It just so happened to also include Fire Emblem characters because it was that kind of crossover. So the font for this game is very similar to what they used from Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which is something that attracts me because I have a deep attachment for that game. It's very unfortunate that let me actually move myself here so you guys can see that. It's very unfortunate that the game apparently, like, the Switch version did better than the Wii U version, and that's not difficult. But I don't think it's still sold well enough for that game to like ever see anything else. So I'm glad that at least some aspects of it is made its way into this game at least. Anyway, if you guys can hear the music, it's very dreary sounding. For those who don't know, the compared to the more bombastic and upbeat songs that you would sometimes often hear in the Persona series, Shin Megami Tensei music is often dark and dreary sounding. It's meant to give you the feeling of dread and isolation, and that's definitely coming out here through Shin Megami Tensei V. Let's see what kind of options we're looking at here. Oh yeah, look at this font. Yeah, if you guys watched my Tokyo Mirage Session playthrough, you should be right at home with this font. And if you guys missed any of those, unfortunately I do not have the entirety of the playthrough on our YouTube channel, which is hbcritical.com, because we only started archiving streams about halfway during the playthrough. But if you want to catch like the last few parts of that playthrough, it's all available on our YouTube channel. Again, hbcritical.com. Tokyo Mirage Sessions, the second half of the playthrough is there. So we have the volumes by default is at max, which is totally fine. So I can do I think normal, but if it feels like it's going too slow, I can always increase that later. Like, I'm sure I have access to options later. Oh, okay. Again, camera controls, mini map display, definitely display that. Help display, battle cursor memory. Yeah, that's good. Auto battle confirmation. Confirm when switching auto battle. Yes, please. Skill swip. Shorten animation. Oh, you can turn off I think that's the best option. So you have the option to speed it up whenever you want. And then difficulty settings, which I don't think I can do here. I don't think I changed anything, but sure, let's apply it. All right, well, let's hit up a new game. Okay, here we go. I see. Select the difficulty of the game. This will only influence the game's battles. The story will be unaffected. You can change difficulty at any time from your options menu. Please be aware that hard can only be chosen here and cannot be selected later on. So that is something that I actually heard about. Select difficulty level. Okay, cool. Let's read this. So we have casual here. A difficulty that provides a smooth experience, recommended to newcomers to the Shin Megami Tensei series. Normal, a difficulty that provides a compelling experience, recommended to those familiar with the Shin Megami Tensei series. And then hard, a difficulty full of danger and hardships, recommended to those seeking an exceptional challenge. So, as they said there, you can change, if you're doing casual or normal, you can change the difficulty at any time between casual or normal, but you cannot switch to hard. Likewise, if you switch hard difficulty if you choose hard difficulty at the beginning of the game and decide to go lower to casual or normal because the game is kicking your ass, you cannot go back to hard. Like the direction said there, hard can only be chosen here, not at the options mode or whatever. So if you want to do a hard playthrough, you either need to commit to it or abandon it if it gets really hard. And be frank, I do not recommend doing hard difficulty on an SMT game unless you really know the game and are just like you have a absolute fun. Because Shin Megami Tensei games, by default, are not easy. They are challenging. You do need to be paying attention to them to know what you're doing. And honestly, my only real full experience is with Persona 5 and Royal. I finished both of those games. I own 4, but I never finished 4 because I found that game very difficult. So I'm kind of debating between casual and normal right now. I kind of want to go casual because I'm somewhat of a newcomer to the series. I know a bit more than I guess the average person who's coming in first, but I think that might be how I play this because I don't want to die too often. If it's too easy, I could like always turn it off. But like, oh, and by the way, this is a free update. I haven't updated it myself since it's not here. There's also a safety difficulty, which is basically there's no challenge whatsoever. It's if you just want to experience the story essentially, and again that's part of an update. You have to like manually add that to your game if you want the safety difficulty, but it's free. You can in fact let me check something real quick. I'm going to shut off this Elgato real quick because I'm going to be going into the eShop and I don't want anything to be popping up that shouldn't be. Here we go. Nintendo eShop. I want to see if I can just add it. If anything, I can like reset the game afterwards. Because I want to see what it says if I add it. So let me enter my password here. Okay, so let's see what we have here. I think it should be safe to show you guys what I'm looking at here. All right, so there you go. Free safety difficulty is a free download that you can add. Digital Deluxe Edition. What does that give you exactly? I'm curious. Oh, okay. You get like a bunch of extra stuff. I might add that. I might add the deluxe upgrade to not the deluxe edition, but if I can like get the upgrade later, that'd be cool. I want to see what this does, but only thing I'm really interested in is like the I just wanted to see what the safety would get you, I guess. Let me see. Yeah, you do have to like get them like separately. It seems. Itama dance event safety difficulty. As this suggests for beginners who want to start. Okay, you can select this difficulty not only at the start of the game but mid game from the options menu. It's just for beginners, those who want to enjoy the story. Okay, I'll do that later. I just kind of wanted to see it. Let me go ahead and turn this off real quick just so no one sees anything they shouldn't. So you do have to do it manually if you wanted to use safety difficulty. But I just thought I'd let people know that it is there for free. If you're really having a hard time and want to go even easier, you can do that. I wish it was available at launch, but it is what it is. I'm gonna do casual because it sounds like it's gonna be difficult, and I want to survive. I don't want to embarrass myself on stream. If it seems too easy, I can always switch it later because you have that freedom. But yeah, this is a work of fiction. Okay, yeah, the typical stuff. When I contemplate the brevity of man's life, I am indifferent to worldly things. How many are the days I spend in thought? The Manyo Shu. Okay, I've seen this intro a few times from trailers. Atlas presents. It is exciting that this game is finally out, honestly, and I hope a bunch of people give it a try because Shin Megami Tensei has always been a niche series. Persona was the first one that I felt like. Oh,
the world of order was created by God, and his servants, the angels, led it on its proper course. It was in such a world that countless mortals led happy, fruitful, and prosperous lives by his grace.
However, even God's world is not eternal.
A large part why this game is M-rated is because of all these religious references. That's how it usually is for SMT games.
The path that God had forged will, as fate dictates, become a muddled, poisonous swamp at the hands of humankind.
What I was saying is like Persona has become kind of like the mainstream series now, but Shin Megami Tensei, where Persona spin off from, is still very niche.
by order in turn.
How will these keepers of knowledge strive and perish during their final futile hours in this doomed world?
Let us watch them at our leisure until the new ruler is seated upon the throne.
All right, listen up. Everyone should have their own personal tablets now, but it sounds like some of you still need to get them registered. Those
Okay.
slip accounts are about to expire, so anyone who's been putting it off better get on it.
Oh, okay, so this is where the name system comes in. That's a low battery, 34%. Well, let's get to it. Enter your first name. Nice. Here we go. I do kind of. Let me see. I do kind of want to put my I'm not sure. You know what? Screw it. Screw it. Brandon is my name. Family name. Last name. There you go. This is the name.
One other thing. It's been getting pretty dangerous out there. Remember the buddy system. Go back to the dorm in groups.
A dorm, huh? So this is a boarding school.
That's it for homeroom.
Truth be told, I really don't like putting like if you can't customize a character, I'm not a huge fan of like making it my name because I feel like it's not really me. You know what I'm saying? Like in Pokemon or games where you know customize your character, make that character you. I'm okay with it because you know that character is me, or I'm trying to be that character. But then I guess you know even though you can't really customize this character, at the same time, you know it is your typical silent protagonist based JRPG. So in that sense, it's trying to like build off your personality. So yeah, I guess in that sense, it also is trying to be you. I feel like the audio is like really low here. I wonder if you guys can even hear the game at this point. I'm gonna bump it up a little bit than I usually do. I'm hoping that doesn't like upset things too much because according to my bar, the audio doesn't seem to come out well. So I want to make sure you guys can hear what's going on in the game. But if anyone is there, please let me know how the balance is. What does MW off mean on the bottom right there? Students rise to head home in groups. You should look for a classmate to walk with. That sounds like the first major choice. For those who don't know, SMT games do have some like major choices that you have to make here and there. And depending on those choices that you make, it can affect your ending. Like I know SMT4 has like 3 different endings based on decisions that you make in the game, who you side with, and such and such. By the way, that's my phone. I have to keep it on for the ring on for now because I want to make sure I can hear when Christy messages me for when we transition to Ace Attorney. So if you hear like a buzz or a ring from my phone, I apologize. I need to have it be listening to it. Of course, when she joins, I will lower it so it doesn't disrupt the stream. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And Persona has a little bit of that as well. all SMT games to a degree have decision making that can affect things. It's not like a full moral game like say Star Wars Knights of the Republic or other BioWare games, but there are some important decisions to be made. Okay, if you press R off, I guess that's something window. I don't know what it monitor window, and then it just turns it off if you want to just see full screen, and then you can turn on auto with Y. That's cool. Oh, here we go. Let's see. The mini map is displayed in the lower left corner of the screen. Okay. And gives you information on your surroundings. Word symbol indicates that someone can be spoken to. You can press the image and press the A button to speak with them. Okay, so we got your standard. Go down here. Speaking of all the scary stuff, I heard a first year got attacked near the station. Apparently a shadow came right after. A shadow? What do you mean?
Well,
I mean, that's how she described it. She said all she saw was kind of black fog. But when it touched her bag, the material got all torn up. Like, literally, cuts started appearing, like from a knife. What? That makes no sense. These students are too busy talking. Doesn't seem like you can walk home with them. Oh, cool. It clears off to show that you already heard their dialogue. Let's see this one. I like their dress code though. It's just like it's like a typical Japanese school student outfit, but then it has like these really pretty flowers. I like it. I like the fit. Fit check is a positive for me. Hey, saw you talking to that geek from the next class over. What was his name? Ichiro Dazai?
Yeah.
Dazai, yeah. Yes, he's making videos, trying to put together this web series. Asked me about that slasher incident at the tunnel. Oh, right, that stuff about some invisible guy with a knife. Makes you wonder what the real story is there. Yeah, seemed like that was Dazai's point. Said he's gonna solve the mystery of the slasher in the tunnel. Really hyping himself up, you know? He's too busy talking. Listen, they can walk home with them.
hey there.
You wanna know who I think the biggest name at the school is? It's gotta be Yuzuru. Yuzuru Atsuda, right? The honor student from Class B. Oh, I guess he's the best we've got in academics, yeah. But in terms of girls, it'd be Tao Isanokami, right? She's smart, a great athlete, nice. She's got it all.
Hey.
Hey, I'm smart, I'm athletic, I'm nice. Sometimes a symbol will be displayed on the minimap. This objective mark indicates where you should go next and reaching this mark will advance the main story. Make your way through these progress when you are ready to progress. Okay. Well, there doesn't seem anything else I can do here, so yeah, sure.
Everything all right?
Huh? You want to walk home together? Going home in group sounds like a right pain in the ass. I'm just gonna go alone. If you can't find anyone else, maybe you should do the same, huh? The student went home by himself. You decided to go home alone as well. There's gotta be more people. Right.
Hey, you heading back alone?
Yuzuru Atsuda, there he is. The one they just mentioned.
You heard that talk about it being safer to go home in groups, right? You should walk with us.
Us. Oh, hello. The other main characters. Oh, here we go. Sure. Why not?
Oh, hey you two. Over here.
There she is, Tao Isanokami. Nice.
Oh, hi there.
This is the girl that everyone calls female Joker. Miyazu Atsuda. So she's related to Yuzuru.
I didn't know you knew him, Miyazu. I mean, not really.
They've met in passing. I think Miyazu and I ran into him a couple times.
Yeah, Tao. Something like that. Aw, you're lucky your big brother looks out for you so much, huh? I guess.
We're the only family we've got. I don't think it's that strange to look out for my little sister.
Sure. So, how about we all walk home together?
Oh, that's a nice big group. We should be safer like that. Hopefully. Here we go. The typical SMT map system that you normally see. A Join High School. And not too far from here, he lives at the Join High School dormitory along with the other students. In the commute to and from school, the shortest route is to pass through the connecting passageway at Shinagawa Station. The quickest way back to the dorm will be head to the Shinagawa Station west exit. Okay. Interesting that even for this game that they kept the traditional map system going on here. You can talk to the people around as well. This place has been getting so dangerous. Where are you going? The station's this way. This tunnel makes my skin crawl. The ceiling's real low too. A lot of weird stuff's been going on lately. Suicide rate going up, random assaults across the city happening at the same time. People online say it's because of monsters in the city. As if the whole thing wasn't surreal enough. Blaming it on monsters? I'd laugh about it if I could. Let's get to the station.
Oh, right. Tao, you said you wanted to talk about something? It's nothing. I've just been having these weird dreams lately. I keep hearing this distant voice, like someone far away is calling out to me. It keeps getting closer and closer, but just when it seems like they've almost found me, I wake up. And I keep having that dream every night. Kinda getting to me. I wish someone could tell me what it all means.
Probably a reflection of something subconscious. Maybe you're just stressed over the future. It would make sense since...
Wait, what?
Something going on?
Seems that way.
Here, I'll go check it out.
Seems like something happened at the station. You should take a look.
Something going on?
Most people are just focused on all the blood and the body, or whatever's left of it. I thought I saw some shadowy figure run away, but I'm not sure. Am I the only one who noticed? Oh, but one of those high school boys went running in the same direction. Some kid with glasses. I thought I was lucky since it wasn't that crowded. Man, I just can't catch a break.
Hey there!
Oh, you're from Join High? Yeah, sounds like they closed the whole area off. I don't think anyone's getting back to the dorms this way. Someone was saying some kind of wild animal escaped from the zoo across the station, and that's why there's all this
Do
mess.
you have a moment?
Is that the best story they could think of? That's an aquarium across from the station. Yeah, like this is all things some fish flopping around? There's blood everywhere past the sheet. It was horrible.
I'm sorry, but there's been an incident inside. You'll have to take an alternate route. Huh?
Another murder. This one's just as brutal as the others.
Hey!
Oh, come on! Shinagawa's a pain in the ass to get around without the trains. The entire path is blocked up by a blue sheet. Doesn't look like you can pass through it. I heard someone got eaten. Was this some kind of wild animal? I tried to get a look, but it's hard to tell. Blood everywhere, though. I gotta record this. This is gonna blow up online. Looks like something happened here. The onlookers are talking about it.
Oh, hi. My brother came back, but he needed to take a call or something. Walked off somewhere. Then Tao got a message too. She went looking for somewhere quiet to try calling back. Would you mind checking up on my brother? I know he's always looking after me, but I get worried about him too.
Leave it to me.
Thanks.
Let me see something real quick. Okay, just making sure.
I'll just wait here in case Tao comes back.
I don't think there's any new dialogue. So let's go this way. Okay. Heading over this direction. Oh, sure. We can save. Let's see how many files we have, actually. They do give us a lot. 20 files just for this one profile. That's pretty cool. Okay, cool. Doesn't seem like you said it went this way. New dialogue? This place is getting so dangerous. Huh? The station's closed off? Oh, I saw a high school kid with glasses head into that tunnel. But man, look how creepy it is. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes. Why did they walk so far away? What is going on here? I wonder if this extended cast of characters will actually fight in this game. They did a little bit of the other cast in Shin Megami Tensei IV would occasionally fight with you, but they weren't like party members per se. They would just kind of do attacks during combat.
All right. So word on the street is a bunch of monsters have been seen hanging around this tunnel.
Ichiro Dazai. There he is. Yo.
Sheesh. Ceiling's pretty low. Pretty dark in here too. Looks dangerous.
Boy, if I hit my head on something like as metal as that, I'd be stunned for like at least a few seconds. And I can say that from experience by hitting my head on something like really hard. It stuns you, man. You get the oh boy, the clearance in this tunnel is so low though. You really do gotta like squat a bit.
All right. Enough screwing around. Let's go even deeper, yeah?
His hat says sucker.
I think
Oh
we
boy.
might be onto something big.
That is like one of the lamest hats I've ever seen, and yet I would totally wear it. Yo, what? Yusuru?
Hey, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here? Why are we... Uh-oh. Freaking yikes. Hmm.
Long, long ago, before these creatures known as humans gained knowledge, the god of law seated himself upon the throne of creation.
Mm-hmm.
He seized all knowledge from the other gods, rebuking them, so they could never dare to approach the throne.
Reducing them to mere demons.
Oh.
The fruit of knowledge was secreted away in a paradise of his own creation.
Interesting lore.
One day, a serpent sought out the mortals, seeking to tempt them into doing his will.
Mm-hmm.
Eat the fruit of knowledge in this paradise, and you will become more like God.
The serpent's goal was to revive the war of the myriad gods. Oblivious to the serpent's machinations, the mortals of each realm ate the fruit,
Each realm, you say.
one after another, without fail.
The knowledge they devoured then bound to their souls, birthing humans closer to gods.
Fruit of knowledge, huh?
When the god of law saw this, he banished all humanity from his paradise in a fit of rage.
Humans, you curious creatures infused with precious knowledge.
Oh, there's the title now.
Know that you are observed by countless demons, waiting for their chance to strike.
I can't believe this game was like got its newest. It was like not talked about for a while, and then there was a direct last year that had showed like an actual trailer for this game and not just like a teaser. Now we're finally here. Oh. Boy, we sure didn't make it to those dorms. What the hell? Yo, Ichiro. So we all ended up
How
here.
can this be? A human walks among us.
What demon is
This
this?
is no place for one such as you. I shall grant you sanctuary. Fortunate an angel of Bethel found you. Were it an agent of chaos in my stead, you may not be alive. Remain calm and keep still. You will be safe momentarily.
Okay. Hope that means he'll be safe. 'Cause we cannot chase him like that. So I'm just resigning myself to my fate. Alright, there we go. This is certainly a desert. No matter how many times you look, it's the same seemingly endless sea of sand. It's safe to assume this isn't a dream. You decide to move onward for now. Or do I? The tunnel's all but collapsed. It's full of sand. And I think that something was hiding in that like freaking low clearance tunnel. A known area. No dash button, so I'm pretty much walking at this slow pace here over to this glowing point on the map. Okay, let's see what happens next. What's gonna happen next? Oh boy. Ah! Okay. The demons. They're here. These are some demonic ass demons. You know, I gotta say, I went to my Best Buy and Target there to run some errands. Not to buy this game out because I got it on Amazon. And Shin Megami Tensei V was just not in either store. So I really hope this game does well, because if stores are not even carrying it, that's a problem. Like, don't subject this game to its niche fate without giving it a fighting chance, is what I'm trying to say.
Young man, if you wish to live, take my hand.
Shonin. he's a cool looking guy. Oh. Much like in Shin Megami Tensei 3, we are fusing with a being to become something new. Not a demi-fiend, but something else. Nice. Ooh! Annihilated. His outfit is so cool.
Make themselves known again after all this time.
Yes, sir. Nahobino.
Life had remained separate until now. Perhaps the future is secured. Light or dark, you may chase whatever you please. I shall await you in the realm beyond the earth and heavens. Until then, may your newfound power guide your survival.
Time for a fight? Let's do this.
Young man, can you hear me? You and I are now one. We have ascended to become a being known as Anahobino. Our form is based on my own appearance, but your knowledge seems to be the basis of our consciousness.
Okay.
I shall obey your will. Command me in battle, that we may best fight as one.
Okay. I'm gonna turn off my webcam just for a second so you guys can see the icon on the top left. It says half menu. I don't know what the half means, but for now I'm just gonna keep myself in the top left, unless I think it's necessary for that to be shown otherwise. Anyway, player and enemy actions are governed by the press turn icon shown at the top of the screen. Taking one action consumes one icon. Wait, where's the icon? Select skills and choose an action to take. One action. Okay, I see it now. It's at the top right there. We don't have any items. It decreases damage. Okay, so let's read this. Use a skill. Decreases damage and the chance of being afflicted with an ailment. Also blocks weak and critical until next action. That's not bad, actually. It blocks weak and critical? That's actually really good. Attempt to recruit a demon to your side through negotiation. Current allied demon 0 out of 6. Switch to the demon stock or return/summon the demon. Escape. Success rate 0%. Oh wow, it tells you the percent rate. That's actually not bad. Pass. Pass to the next turn in line. Alright, let's go to skills. Just wanted to see what we had. So we're at level 3. We start off right on level 3. That's not bad. Okay. When choosing which action to take, you can select skills and choose to attack, heal, or support among other choices. Choosing attack skill will not consume any MP. All other actions, however, will cost MP to use. Observe each choice and decide the best approach. Can't use Zio yet. And Omagatoki critical. All attacks, including magic attacks, will become critical hits for all allies for one turn. Yo. Okay, it's a Magatsuki attack, which I'm assuming has its own little meter attached to it, which means we can't use it right now. And Zio, that's pretty much that's like the typical thing that a protagonist gets at the beginning. Zio, I've noticed. Persona 5 was an exception. The main character, Joker, got a curse skill, Eha, at the beginning. Let's go to physical attack to one foe. Can't see stats right now. Daemon, it's a brute. We don't know any of its weaknesses yet, so we can just go right to it. Enemy turn. And Magatsuki gauge went up a little bit. Tsuki gauge. Each skill has its own affinity, and demons typically have weaknesses to certain skill affinities. Targeting a demon's weakness will deal damage as well as cause a press turn icon to start flashing. This indicates that you have earned one additional action. Striking weaknesses and granting yourself extra action can often lead to victory, so pay attention to the skills used. This time we're going to try Zio. So physical is neutral on this thing, so now we're going to try this. It's weak. It gets another action. Okay. A flashing press and turn icon indicates one additional action. You can grant yourself extra action 5 by targeting enemy weaknesses. On the other hand, missing attacks or having your attacks nullified. Well, hold on, let me check something. I thought I heard you. Okay. On the other hand, missing attacks or having your attacks nullified will consume more press turn icons than normal. The same rules apply to the enemy as well. Target enemies while defending your own in order to maintain the advantage. So if I do it again, will I get another turn? Let's just see. I really like the menu font. Oh, let me turn off my webcam one more time so you guys can see the top left thing. Result, we got 65. Guess that's not yen. Thinking. And one more time so you guys can see the top left stuff. So yeah, this screen is a very similar to what they had in Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Again, I'm very happy about that. Miracles, skill potential. So I gained some HP and MP from that. Oh, here we go. My resistances are on the top left there, on the bottom left there, or just the left in general. So I guard against Zeo attacks or lightning elemental attacks. I'm weak to, and I have resistance to blessed skills. But it looks like I'm weak to wind and dark dark skills. Ability points to build your stats. Oh wow, you can choose your stat. Oh great. Okay. Interesting. So you decide how to build your character. Interesting. Interesting indeed. I'm gonna assume that a lot of people are gonna be going for like I don't know if I want to be a jack of all trades. I'm gonna boost my strength a little bit. That does lead to a level of interesting.
All hostile targets eliminated.
Where are we?
This place is what is now called the Netherworld. It seems its demon inhabitants were targeting you.
Netherworld.
The Netherworld, the place the demons call home. You saw them. They are descendants of the gods of old, known now as demons. This is their world. But do not worry. I, Proto-Fiend Aogami, am here to assist you.
Proto-Fiend.
Together, we have become a being known as a Nahobino. This new body should allow us to fend off the demons. Let us keep this form until we reach a safe location. I'd like you to go here, as it should help us get a better grasp of this world.
Okay. Pressing the plus button will display the map, which gives you a much wider view of the area. This can be used when the minimap isn't giving you enough information. That's cool. Auto heal, okay. Okay, we can do an attack, which of course I think would give us an advantage. Here's the map. So we're just going to be going forward, I suppose. Look at all this stuff. Strong enemy discovered. A powerful demon has noticed the player. A more powerful and or special demon compared to normal is coming to contact will trigger a battle. Enemy that has noticed the player. Interesting. NPC, you have already spoken to a person or a demon here. This is where you can speak to a person or a demon. Search point. It's requesting a claim to discover something. Subquest can be reported. Ongoing. Acceptable. Story. Relic. Okay. What does it mean, man? Discovering some of these, and Gustav will grant you where I don't know who Gustav is. Okay. Let's see what our menu has. Oh, hold on. Let me see what this is. She is on Discord. Cool. Let me go ahead and just get on here real quick. Give me 1 second, people. Okay. Make sure this is up so she'll be able to see. And let me give a call.
Give me one
Hello.
moment.
Sure thing.
Oh.
Share screen so you have it free.
Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Oh god, where's my
Okay,
mouse?
perfect.
The heck happened to my mouse? Like disappeared on my. Oh, there. Where is it? What the heck?
Disappeared.
My mouse literally disappeared. What the heck?
It happens.
This
Whenever you're
has never
trying to
happened.
find it.
Is there a
Whenever you're trying
command?
to find it. Not that I know of.
Oh no.
Unfortunately. I just move it around. Then I hope for the best.
Why is it invisible? Okay, hang on. I've never seen this happen. Hold on.
The mouse said, "I am now a mouse."
Okay, it's visible on my when I do the screen share. The mouse is like hovering in the center. When I go here, okay, the mouse has finally came back. All right, cool. I can see it now. All right, perfect. That was weird. All right, so I'm looking at the menu here. So for everyone watching, hey, Christy has joined us.
Hey.
I am just finishing up here. I just got the battle tutorial. Gonna go just a little forward, see if it tells us anything else, and then we can transition over to a Great Ace Attorney. But yeah,
You just got the battle tutorial?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The intro
well,
had
I mean,
us.
but also it kind of makes sense too, because usually, kind of Atlas games, it takes a bit of time.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Still very surprised.
Let's see, I don't have any items here according to this party. It's literally just me, the Nahabino. So I'll leave that alone. It's just a menu, options, title. Okay. So gonna go a little bit forward here. So yeah, we were in Tokyo. We went to this like weird tunnel fused with a proto demon called by the name of Algami, and by fusing with him, we have become the Nahabino. So this is literally our Slack. This is literally my Slack title right now. It says Nahabino then Brandon. That's literally what I have in my Slack right now. Nahabino Brandon.
I see.
So I'm just gonna run this way. I can also jump, which is nice. Oh, the Nahabino can move at great speeds. Hold the ZO or ZR button and tilt left stick to dash. Pressing ZO and at the same time will allow you to dash without holding a button down. Try to move. Okay. Okay, cool. That's cool. He can really move fast.
You seem worn out from that last battle. Perhaps you should gather some Magazuhi.
Say again?
This world is filled with Magazuhi. Brimming with spiritual power, it is the source of a demon's strength.
Okay.
The lights you see around us are the crystallized forms of Magazuhi. What? Young man, can you not see them?
I can't, Ogami. I'm sorry.
Perhaps you aren't accustomed to your new body just yet. Focus and try looking again.
Is this like Joker where he's like, I can see it? Hold on. Okay.
Were you able to see them? Yes, those are Magazuhi Crystals.
Oh. There's a lot of them. Wow.
Magazuhi can give us strength as well. If you see any, don't hesitate to claim it for yourself.
The three colored lights that can be seen on the map are called Magazuhi Crystals. Green crystals restore HP, while yellow crystals restore MP. Red crystals restore Magazuhi, which needs to use special skills. So it's cool that they give you like this high speed now, because your main character, like before gaining the power, moves like really slow. To the point where it's like, why is he going so slow? And then you get this speed and it's like, oh, if you feel so free now.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. Well, that is restoring the HPs. It's almost like a trail. You will come across various obstructions as you traverse the world. Pressing the B button will allow you to jump over these obstacles. Try jumping over the boulders, then continue on the destination. It's so weird having an SMT game with like such a big open world-ish.
I mean, I guess so. I haven't played Apocalypse yet.
Nor I. Climbing points refers to the square blocks with red edges on the map. You can climb to these points by facing them and pressing the B button. Oh, nice. Okay. So if they're red, you can... Okay. Dang. Now Habino can jump. What is that? The golden objects you see on the map are treasure boxes. These can be destroyed with the Nahabino sword attack. So whenever you see one, try hitting with the Y button. Ooh, 500 Maka. Guess that's the money? Yeah, I guess that's the money around here. This is far. Oh god, look at all these ruins of like just buildings and stuff. Oh. Oh, I need to load my phone. That's Tokyo Tower in the distance.
Observe, young man. This land is known as the Netherworld.
Isn't that Tokyo Tower?
I've heard that this place was once known as Tokyo.
Possibly? I think so, actually.
That time has passed. Now it is the Netherworld, a land dominated by demons.
Did humanity die out?
I'm afraid I lack the data needed to answer your inquiry right now, young man.
Damn.
All I can remember is that there was a battle here in days past between gods and demons. Two great forces clashed right here in front of Tokyo Tower. I know this because I was there as well.
What?
Despite this, however, the data containing my memory of what followed has been damaged. The only other memory I have is of my mission to protect you.
Oh, okay. See, this Algami character can't explain anything further.
Young man, perhaps we could make our way to Tokyo Tower?
I guess so.
If we return to the last location in my memory, I may be able to remember something else.
Going with Algami's suggestion seems to be the best course of action for now. Alright. Accepted quest, the Lay of the Lands. Ooh. As you progress through the main story, a quest may naturally trigger. These are called main quests. Main quests are different from the optional subquests and must be completed to progress the story. I mean, I haven't even gotten like a side quest yet, so yeah. Well, down we go. Ooh, we sliding! What is that? That looks like a save point.
After comparing this blue pillar of light with my data, I have concluded this is a ley line fount.
Okay. So save point.
A ley line fount is a point from which the Earth's energy overflows. As one might surmise, it holds incredible power. Not only can it heal those who touch it, but it can also instantly teleport one to another location. Considering the damage sustained in your previous battle, I recommend you verify its healing capabilities.
Did it work? Or... Let me see. What?
Well, you're a peculiar one, aren't you?
Who? What? What? It's not what I expected.
Now, you want to know where you are?
What are you?
This is the place I call home.
What?
As you can plainly see, I'm a bit of a collector of sorts. It's easy living. What with the riffraff out there and me in here. Still, a demon like you's a first. One body, sure, but I can sense two spirits within, no doubt about it. Pleasure having you.
Can I get this guy in my party? Gustav, boss of the Mimon. Okay.
You may call me Gustav. See something you like? It's all yours. For a small fee, of course.
Item shop? Okay.
So, off to Tokyo Tower, are we? And you found little old me while trying to harvest the power of the ley line fount, yes? Then you ought to do yourself a favor and make a purchase.
Okay.
I'll sell you what you crave, as long as you've got the Maka. Give yourself an edge against the demons, why don't you?
Anything I got is yours for a small fee, of course. I'll buy anything you're carrying. Don't expect me to pay much. Okay, bye. Okay, so you got your typical medicine. Amrita soda, revival bead, fire shard, ice shard, elect shard, force shard, light shard, dark shard, and then dampeners. Spyglass displays info for one foe. Wow, that sounds interesting. That sounds really good, actually. I should probably buy like 2 of those. I feel like 2 would be good.
Say thanks. Need anything else?
I think we're good.
Satisfied your curiosity, have you?
Maybe.
Allow me to
Guess.
send you back on your way. Before
His voice is interesting. Oh.
however, I couldn't help but think our meeting like this must be fate. So perhaps you can do me a favor.
So Christy, when I started the stream, I had put it on like casual difficulty because I want to live.
I'm rather taken with the human.
Oh, have you died already? Or
No.
So I got some calls.
No, I just like I'm just gonna do casual.
Memon, they're called.
If I'm really like just coasting, then I might bump it up because the game said that you can switch between casual and normal whenever you want. It's just hard mode that if you start on hard mode, you can go lower if you want, but you are unable to go back to hard for the rest of your playthrough if you leave it. So either you got to commit to it or, you know, realize it's not for you and just abandon it.
Trouble is, they're fickle, and even worse, forgetful. Oftentimes, they give up the search and do whatever they please. Useless.
And also, they also do have a safety difficulty in which you're just coasting, literally just coasting through the game. It's for those who want the story, but it's not built into the game. It's free DLC. Like if you go to the eShop page of Shin Megami Tensei V, you can download safety for free, but it's not built into the game. If that makes sense.
that makes sense. I mean, I get it.
Mm-hmm. And there's other DLC, paid DLC things you can get too. Stuff that would have normally could be considered with the deluxe edition if you got that, but you know I didn't. So if I wanted it, I had to get it separately. Of what I was looking at, I just took like a quick peek at the eShop when I started. The only thing that I would probably want would be that Shin Megami Tensei 3 stuff that they have where you can like battle the Demi-Fiend from that game.
That said, if you happen to run across any, mind sending them back old Gustav's direction? I'll see to it you're rewarded. Also, I've taken liberty to connect this place to the leyline fount. Feel free to come and go as you fancy. Till next time.
Gustav certainly is an interesting character, alright.
Oh, yes, of course. Here, allow me to show you the ins and outs of the leyline fount. I can use the flow to heal you if you fancy.
Uh-huh.
But I can't do it for
Ooh.
free. Cough up a
You have to pay to get yourself healed, so it's like an
I'll
inn.
set you right his reign. Be good to remember that.
Interesting. The Cadaver's Hell has been unlocked. Recovery has been unlocked.
There was an unexpected meeting, but we were able to confirm the Fount's capabilities. As we make our way to Tokyo Tower, I recommend we look for the Memon, as we were asked.
Okay. Oh, okay. You can save here. It's funny that none of the dialogue mentioned that, but you can. He's not going to hit the party. No recovery needed at the moment. Oh, cool. It tells you if you're at full health. Buy and sell items. Chronicle Deeds. Let's do that. Okay. Let me see. On one hand, I do want to move on to Great Ace Attorney, but at the same time, I feel like I don't think I've shown enough. Like, I haven't even, like, done demon negotiations or anything like that. What do you think?
I mean, it's totally up to you.
Well, I mean the save points here. You know, I'm going to go just a little bit further. Probably not more than a half an hour, though, to see what else I can, like, see, because I've only shown, like, one battle. I feel like that's not quite enough. So I'm gonna go just a shade farther. Hopefully there's not another save point like close by, or there is a save point close by, and then we can just go from there.
Okay.
So what is this?
Young man, could that be one of the Mimon we were told about?
It seems so. Oh, I can talk to it? Gustav wants us back? Well, no finding relics yet. Fine, I'll head back. I got 5 glory? Oh, okay.
We've located a Mimon. We should report back to Cadaver's Hollow.
Oh, Jarrell's here. He said game is gorgeous, but not a fan of the UI still. I mean, that's fair. I personally love it just because I really enjoyed the font for TMS, but upon looking at the Mimon, you receive what is known as glory. You will make use of this later. For now, keep moving forward.
Honestly, I still need to play it. I got the game, but I still need to play it.
Oh, I gotta go back to Cadaver's Hollow already? Okay.
Jarrell, I've missed you. How have you been?
Cadaver's Hollow, so I gotta go right back in, huh? Alright, let's do this.
Found a Mimon already, have we? My thanks, friend. I got just the thing to show my appreciation.
Yeah.
On Maraki's essence? That's one of the demons, I think.
This is an essence. It contains the power of a demon. Power that only the chosen can wield.
See, Jarrell, I picked it up because, knowing me, if I forget to pick it up, oh my goodness. One time that I do decide to pick it up, it's gonna be like gone. So I just went ahead and picked it up.
Mimon rewards, let's see. Find enough Mimon rewards you. Ooh, so you get some good stuff for finding them.
Honestly, Jarrell, I'm so glad it's Friday.
I go back to work tomorrow, but then I'm off Sunday, so that's nice. Let's see. So I wonder if the essence is how you get like special demons or whatever. So you get Neko Shoguns at 15. I like Neko Shogun, he's cute. Makami's essence. Makami's alright. I just remember a lot of these from like Persona. King Frost, I love King Frost, but that's like a lot of Mimon to get that. Quetzalcoatl's essence at 80, that's cool. Kishin. Thunderbird, I love Thunderbird. Yoshitsune's essence is awesome. Siegfried is freaking cool. Lakshmi, she's alright. Soma is like a great item. Oh, did I go backwards? I did go backwards, what the heck?
Honestly, I'm also a sucker for Steelbook, Jarrell. So I saw that they had a Steelbook edition, so I had to pick it up.
Need anything else?
I think that's about it then.
See you around.
Let me save again. Safety saves are important. Okay, cool. So where was I? Oh yeah, this way. Dash, Nahabino, dash. Oh, I see a demon up ahead. A pixie.
Young man, it appears there's a demon up ahead. I have a proposal.
Do you now?
It's dangerous to travel the Netherworld alone. Therefore, I recommend we recruit some demons to fight on our side.
There we go. We're about to get a negotiation tutorial.
By talking to demons, you can try and persuade them to join your cause. I have a life stone you can use. See if you can convince the demon to join you.
I got a free life stone. I guess I'm gonna have to give it to the pixie. His hair is gorgeous, honestly. Alright, so how do we go about this? Okay, so we go to talk. Unregistered. You started talking to the demon. Wow, he talked to me. Could this demon want me to join him? Okay, then let's talk. I'm gonna ask you a question, so make sure you answer in a way that make me happy, okay? So do you think I'm cute? These options. You're cute, not really. I'm leaving. He isn't pretty sweet. You're cute.
Great.
Thanks. Well then, let me ask one more question. You want me to join you? I do. Gotcha. I wouldn't mind giving that a thought, you know. But demons won't join you for free. You gotta give them all kinds of stuff, like items or maca. I'm gonna tell you what I want, so make sure you give that to me. What should I do? I want 1 life stone. You don't need that. Very well. Okay, well done. I'd be happy to join you now. You'll be able to get other demons to join you by negotiating, just like we did right now. But demons are pretty fickle, so it might not go as easy as it did with me. Even if you mess up, don't worry. Just hang in there.
Nice to meet you.
I'm the fairy Pixie. I hope we get along.
I love how Pixie is always kind of the tutorial demon.
Mm-hmm. And now I got a Pixie. Level 2. Not bad. And now I'm not alone.
Well done, young man. If there is a demon you want on your side, then you might try to negotiate with them.
Up to 3 demons can participate in a battle. The more demons inside, the less demanding a battle will be. Try talking to various demons in order to recruit them. Pressing the X button outside of battles will display the menu. Here you can use skill and items, manage demons, perform other actions. So let me see what Pixie can do. Summoned, essence. Okay, so what does that mean? An essence containing... What does having the Almaraki essence mean? It didn't tell me what it means. Enemy information. So, guard resists force and is weak to dark. Okay, makes sense. It's a fairy class. Oh, you can register bosses too. That's pretty cool. What does the essences mean? I want to know. I see a slime over there. Let me... Oop.
Young man, there is a demon up ahead. Allow me to teach you an efficient way to engage the enemy. When confronting demons, the best strategy is to strike them with your blade. In many cases, this will give you the initiative in the battle. On the other hand, if you are attacked, the enemy may very well gain the initiative instead.
So, strike first, strike hard.
Observe the enemy's movements and act accordingly to earn an advantage in battle.
Got it. By pressing the Y button to attack a demon symbol, you will enter a battle with that demon. Take the demon by surprise and you will earn an initiative battle. If the demon takes notice of your attack, the initiative will be decided by chance. Battles will often play out in your favor, so you gain initiative if you gain the initiative. Remember to strike first. Let me just sneak up behind him real quick. Got him. I think I got the initiative here. Let's try talking to a slime. Make him my friend. Level 1 foul. Yeah, that's pretty foul, but I need him. You started talking to the demon. The demon is trying to leave. What will you do? I feel like I should make a sad face. Oh, do you want me to stick around that badly? Then let's see some incentive. Bring out your treasures. Yeah. Now let's see here. Give me 65 maca. Sure. I want some of your HP. Okay. Ew, now that's tasty. They call me foul slime. Pleasure's all mine. Yeah, I got the slime. Oh, is the battle over? Oh, nice. Cool. Now I got a slime on my team. Oh, he's in level 1. I gotta be careful. This other slime I'm gonna kill though. Alright, so we got 3 actions. What's the escape? Success rate 100%. That's actually pretty good. Anyway, slimes. I'm gonna try hit him with Zeo first. He's weak to it. Nice. Oh, I love that. When you get the initiative, the music actually kicks in. That's pretty cool. So, Pixie has basically healing stuff. She can attack, but it's not really her. I'm gonna have her heal Nahabino because he took a little damage, you know, giving into that slime. There we go. Let's see what slime can do. He can lunge, which it doesn't cost HP, it costs MP. Interesting. Let's try a lunge on the one I just damaged. Yeah, that killed him. Nice. Alright, let's get a one more by doing a ZO on him. Oh, wow. He's weak to a lot of stuff. Oh, that's right, because we have a slime. I know all his weaknesses now. He's literally weak to everything except dark. And a physical, I guess. There we go. That should give us another action. So I guess we can just attack now. Oh dear, poor Pixie can't do much damage. Oh, it's his turn now. Oh no. He attacks slime. Oh no. A regular attack should be enough to finish him now. There we go. That finishes that. Yay, slime leveled up. We got 2 life stones for that. Now this is the real carnage. Ooh, what did he get? Oh, he got Dustoma. Okay. There's like some more slimes over there. Is that Kyle? Yo, how are you doing? I am doing good, my man. It's good to see you. Yeah, we got the Pixie and we got the foul slime. I'm alive. He's alive. How did your assessment thing that you were doing go? Did it go well? Hold on, I gotta check the map here. How far am I from my objective? I'm wondering if I should. Oh, I missed a chest over there. Hold on. I'm thinking. Hold on. I'm gonna. You know what? We showed off some battles. I'm gonna go for that chest in the area, and then I think I'll save because I think I've showed a good amount already. I don't want to keep you waiting forever for us to actually play Great Ace Attorney. He says, so I went to take the test only for the online Kai canceled because he couldn't see me. Yo, that sucks. I'm sorry, man. That's no bueno.
That's horrible. I'm so sorry.
He couldn't troubleshoot the camera. Ah, hate to hear it. I'm sorry, man. He told him, I'm a damn streamer. I can fix this. Ah, man. I wonder if the enemies like respawn afterwards. I guess I'll see him another time. If not, it's okay. But yeah, rescheduled for Monday. That's good to hear, man. I hope it goes well. Anyway, Chronicle Deeds. So we have a total of 20 save files in this game, which is actually pretty good.
It is. That's really nice.
Mm-hmm. So I am going to be calling it there for the Shin Megami Tensei V portion of it. It's a relatively brief look at the game. But for everyone watching, I hope you guys have at least a general idea of the general story direction and the demon negotiation, actual fighting and stuff like that. Very brief look, but yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I definitely want to play more when I have the time, which I hope is soon. But we'll see how that goes because I am also playing a few other games. But fingers crossed I can actually play this soon because I actually do want to play a lot more of this because I'm excited. But yeah, let me go ahead and head back to the title screen. So we can finish up Great Ace Attorney before it gets too late. Okay, title and the current game. I did save, so we should be good to go. Alrighty. Let me close that. I am going to switch the stream title real quick because we are not playing. Why is my thing like so pixelated? My stream look okay? Hang on one second. If it's been pixelated all this time, I'll be mad. No, it just seemed to be a weird thing with the stream thing. That's okay. Let's fix that. So, case to conclusion is what I'm going to title this stream. And switch it to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. There we go. It's a shame because when I was putting Shin Megami Tensei V in the Twitch thing, it doesn't have an icon yet. It has the title, but it doesn't have the actual icon just yet, which is kind of a shame. And also, Christy, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the stream share on the Discord side because you're going to be booting up the game anyway, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Coolio. Let me just change the game card real quick. So, entertain for like 30 seconds.
Okay. Oh. How is everyone's Friday? Hopefully it's been great. Thankfully it's Friday. I don't know what to do. I'm horrible at this. Let me see. Oh my goodness. Have any of you guys caught all the Disney Plus announcements? I know that I've been kind of trying to keep up during work and whatnot. So there's a lot being announced. I think that they did show off a few of the teasers here and there for like She-Hulk. Yes, it was Agatha all along. I'm actually curious to see what they're doing with her show. It looks interesting, and I'm really glad she's getting a spin-off show from WandaVision.
It was Agatha all along. Yeah, no,
I heard that they have like a teaser of Moon Knight and She-Hulk already.
Oh yeah,
it's not even up on the official Marvel YouTube channel. It's like, where do I go see this?
So, Christy, if you want to see those, it was actually funny because I had some family over, so we were watching a bunch of the Disney Plus stuff, both stuff that's come out recently as well as stuff that came out today. And yeah, they have a straight up like tab of like Disney Plus like short videos. So there's one about Pixar, there's one for Marvel, there's like a minute teaser on Obi-Wan Kenobi, and a few other ones as well. So yeah, if you want to see those Marvel teasers, there's a 14-minute video that's just like literally just like Marvel I think it's called Disney Plus Day 2021 Marvel. I think is what it's called, and that's how you can see the stuff. It's like most of the video, like 12 minutes of the 14-minute video, is kind of like just like clips from like what we've seen this year, like clips, like a recap essentially. Then you get like an extended look at Hawkeye, and then it transitions to those teasers for the other shows that are coming up.
Aw.
So to answer your question, it's on Disney Plus. That's where you can see those.
I'm curious to see She-Hulk.
The She-Hulk teaser is really cool looking. I'm just excited for She-Hulk in general because I really like her character. Alrighty, so here we go. For everyone joining us, we are now starting the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Oh, hang on. Kyle says, I'm excited about Marvel Die Hard, aka Hawkeye. I love Christmas, but not Christmas. I love shows that are Christmas, but not Christmas, if that makes sense. Something it's not necessarily a Christmas show or movie, but they happen to take place at Christmas, and therefore that makes them Christmas shows or movies. Die Hard is a great example, because it's not explicitly a Christmas movie, but it takes place during Christmas, therefore it's Christmas.
Exactly.
I love the Christmas vibe. It's going to be fun. I do as well. That does make me think, though, because everything that's come out, with like only like 2 exceptions that have been coming out as far as shows and movies, seem to be taking place in 2023, because Infinity War happened in 2018, and then they skip 5 years forward, right? So that means technically everything is happening in 2023, and I think they're trying to keep it in that same year. And I'm going to assume they're going to try to do that for a while until they, catch up to the year, so it's less confusing for people to keep track of, if that makes sense. I think the only exception was Loki because, alternate timeline. What If because multiple alternate timelines. And Black Widow because it's, prequel. He says, looking for bed, gotta get the kids in bed ready for bed. I understand, my dude. With that, we're gonna get started. So Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We are gonna be finishing case 2.
Great. Love Loki. Sorry, I just saw Kyle.
Yeah, he put that. Yeah, I agree. Loki was really good. So we're gonna finish case 2 tonight. And I want to go ahead and announce this real quick before we get into it. I just want to say this now before we get started. So we have unfortunately come to the unfortunate decision to turn this from a full playthrough of the entirety of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles into essentially a quick look. Originally, yes, it was really supposed to be like a playthrough, but for several factors, the main one being we have a lot of stuff planned on the pipeline for hpcritical.com. Stuff we're hoping to share with you guys very shortly. A lot of exciting stuff. But as a result of these new changes that we're going to be doing for hpcritical.com, it's going to make our leadership team quite busy in the coming days/weeks slash months probably, if we're being perfectly honest, but mainly weeks. So we need more time to work on this stuff. So that's why, if you guys have noticed, our streaming schedule has like toned down a little bit. It used to be like 3 streams a week, sometimes 4. We have brought it down to basically 2 to 3, and mostly 2, because we have a lot of work that we need to be doing. So quite frankly, if we had continued to do Great Ace Attorney Adventures, it would have been a very irregular time for one, so I don't know if we would have consistent viewers at that point, is one thing. And second, that would have to bump it to like 3, possibly 4 streams a week, which is something that we just simply cannot do at this time. 2, we're keeping it 2 because I want to keep our consistent episodes consistent. You know, it doesn't hold up. I don't want that to go anywhere, and I know a lot of people don't. Our Friday streams I want to keep consistent, but everything else is pretty much extra at this point. So yes, we have made this decision to make the Great Ace Attorney. Once we finish Case 2, that's going to be it. Again, we've changed it from a full playthrough to essentially an extended quick look of the game. And honestly, I think it's, you know, as far as quick looks go, I think that helps in a way because, you know, with the first case, you got to see the entirety of a case in this game. And with this case too, the entirety of it is investigation. So you get to see the investigation portion. So I feel as far as quick looks go, this is pretty comprehensive. You got a very good sense of what's going to be happening with this game, essentially, going forward. Obviously, you don't know what's going to happen in the story. And to that, I say, I highly recommend just getting the game if you're very curious, because I love Ace Attorney, and I can tell you that just because the playthrough is not continuing, that my personal playthrough is going to stop, because I definitely want to see how this story goes, because I'm very invested in it. But I want to at least finish Case 2, and I'm glad you understand. I'm hoping everyone else watching understands as well that it definitely wasn't a light decision, but it's one that, you know, kind of had to be made. Now, I do want to say, we are intending in the future to finish the other Ace Attorney games as well. Those may remember we started Ace Attorney 1 some time ago, finished Case 4, which was like the regular end of the story. But there is a 5th case that's kind of like a little bonus story to Ace Attorney 1. We do intend to finish that up in the relatively near future, so we can say we've, you know, completed the playthrough of the first game, because we do want to do that. But the other 2 games, Ace Attorney 2 and 3, no time soon. The answer is we will do those games, but no time soon, because we have a lot of projects coming up. And again, we are keeping it down to we're trying our hardest to keep it to like 2 streams a week for the foreseeable future. So anything that would like force us to go an extra day is something we're trying to avoid. As it is, there will be occasional times where we'll do Sunday streams to try to finish the playthroughs that we, you know, backlogged and didn't get to finish. But once we finish backlog streams, it's pretty much going to be just Monday and Friday stuff. So that's pretty much everything. I just wanted to get that housekeeping out of the way before we got started. I just wanted to have full transparency that, you know, this is the finale of our playthrough. It's now a quick look, essentially. Just wanted everyone to know that before we get started. I hope you guys have enjoyed the ride so far, and I hope you guys enjoy this new finale that is going on tonight. If there's time, I still want to do at least a second escapade, but that'll depend on how long it takes us to finish the remainder of the investigation. We don't want to go too late either, so you know how it is. Christy, is there anything else you would like to add before we get started?
I think that's it, honestly.
Yes. So again, I appreciate everyone's understanding on this. Going forward, we are going to be, you know, again, be much more careful about not having too many playthroughs stacked. I can tell you that as far as what I'm predicting, I don't intend for us to like have too many playthroughs stacked. One playthrough that I was going to be planning to do, I'm going to be changing that to kind of like something different. Let me just say what that is. I was going to do a playthrough of Advance Wars, but not only because that game got delayed, but because of the structure of that game, I'm going to be doing something different with that game as like an ongoing thing and not necessarily a playthrough. But there will be stuff for that as well. Just stuff like, that's just an example. Like in the future, we want to make sure it doesn't get overwhelming for us so we can still do our jobs for the website as well, doing our stream stuff. So that's what's going on. You guys can always count on Monday and Friday streams being a consistent thing. But going forward, anything beyond that is just going to be kind of like bonus if we have the time and can make it going forward. We'll still do launch streams when games come out on Tuesday and here and there when, you know, when relevant. Yeah. That's what we're looking at right now. Okay, and before I get started, I'm just going to read some of these messages as well. For everyone watching, we've partnered with grindingcoffee.co. You can help us support a Black LGBT plus business by using our promo code HBCritical for 10% off their delicious coffee. We have the link on the chat right now, which is grindingcoffee.co. And, you know, I mentioned that the reason why we are cutting back on streams is because we're working hard on the website. So if you want to stay up to date on everything that's happening on hbcritical.com, visit the website itself. And definitely sign up for a newsletter, which will keep you up to date on our articles, tournaments, events, and more. So again, we had a lot of cool products coming in the future. I promise our decision to go down the streams is not something we're just doing because we feel like it. There's some cool projects in the pipeline that we hope to share with you guys very soon. And if you want to stay up to date on that, check out hpcritical.com and sign up for that newsletter so you can know everything that's coming out soon, everything that we're planning. And if you'd like to show us some support for all of our new projects, we have a Patreon as well. If you like what we're doing and you want to show your support, consider becoming a patron and using your free Twitch Prime sub to here on the channel as well. So we're at patreon.com/hpcritical. All right, now the housekeeping is done. Let's go ahead and finish this case 2 with a bang. Let's do this thing. Okay, 9th January, SS Buria, Miss Pavlova's cabin. Somehow, the door to the cabin we were in ended up bolted after we made an emergency stop. Sato-san took a deep breath and gently slid back the bolt. You! What are you doing in Miss Pavlova's quarters? Ah, you look both unhurt. Good. Yes, we're fine. Thank you. What on earth happened? We heard something about how we were going to collide with another ship. Jarrell says, gotta get back to the website where have fun, guys. Thanks for coming, Jarrell. We appreciate you.
Jarrell.
Saying hello. Yes, it appears to have been a false report, though. Oh, how did that happen? There's a dense fog outside, so it's extremely difficult to see. Someone must have thought he saw a ship ahead. This person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why he made an emergency stop. Everything is chaos! Passengers are screaming! Crew are running everywhere! This first class area is the only quiet part of the ship at the moment.
Oh, I see.
Someone triggered the alarm? Does that mean someone pressed that button outside?
Wicked intruder, dressed all in black, you are the devil.
Sorry, me? Been called a lot of things before, but devil is the first.
You opened my traveling case. How could you?
What? No, we didn't touch it.
Right, Miss Pavlova. It's already open when we came into your cabin. Spectre!
Yes?
Arrest this man! I know he did it! He's a criminal! Is it not enough that he has killed a man?
Duh! And he is stowaway as well! If Vixen promises not to steal chicken, do you believe?
Take him away! He is a trespasser as well as everything else.
Stowing away, trespassing, killing! She is right! You are devil! That doesn't look good, does it? There is cell below deck! Throw him in! Tomorrow we dock in Hong Kong. Then we give you straight to police. Wait, a cell?
He's Inspector Hosonaga. Is there nothing you can do?
This is a Russian vessel. I really have no jurisdiction here. After my last effort to appeal to the captain's good nature, I think I'm out of options.
This is terrible.
This is a real crisis. I've got to find a solution. Immediately! Time to examine stuff. I guess start with Hosonaga. You've got yourself into a difficult situation here. By entering this cabin uninvited, I mean. Sorry, I was just so desperate to find a clue. I'm afraid there's really nothing more I can do to help you. If I push my luck any further, a punch in the face would be the least of my worries. I'm really sorry. I have to take responsibility for giving you the freedom to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin. Now this has happened, I'll have to report to the captain at once. I really need some help here. I need a savior to rescue me from this crisis. A savior, huh? Talk to, Stroganoff. Please, just give me a little more time. I do nothing for you, except show you the way to Shift's prison cell. Thanks, but no thanks. But I'm innocent. I didn't kill anyone. And trespassing and stowing away. Well, you know, sometimes life can lead you down some unusual avenues and, well... Enough! You are guilty! Ship sail is only place fit for you! Come on, there has to be someone, some savior to rescue me from this crisis. Let's try Pavlova. Miss Pavlova, can I...
Get out.
Listen, I'm sorry that we snuck in here without your permission, but...
Now.
We just needed to investigate in here to help understand what happened to...
I don't know.
It's no use. She's not going to listen. I need to find someone who will. So, moving to the left here. What the?
Yeah.
What are you doing up there? Mr. Sholmes? Naturally, I was analyzing what a weight of 20,000 rebels feels like on one's head. Have I not told you that as a detective, it is my business to know what other people do not? This isn't mere tomfoolery, my boy. Oh, no, no. Well, why were you hanging from that hook before then? Isn't it obvious? To properly assess the weight of the 20,000 rubles, naturally. I wish to determine if it would bend that conceited-looking hook on the wall, so full of brag and bounce. I never know whether to take this man seriously or not. You again. The great detective. Inspector. I confess I've been looking for you. I have something to report to you most urgently. Well, you might try looking for me somewhere other than a hook on the wall next time. What is the report? Speak! An urgent report from a great detective can mean but one thing. Yes. Case of the curious murder that took place last night here on this vessel, the steamship Burya, has been solved by me, naturally. What?
Really?
Yes, I have eliminated all other possibilities. No other explanations exist. So, allow me to illuminate all your minds. For I am about to reveal my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. Ha! You have solved it? Even Hedgehog understands this case. We all knew who was responsible for killing student boy this morning when we found criminal in wardrobe. It is this doorway, and he has handcuffs to prove it. I didn't do it! The trouble is, there doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim. Because, as everyone knows, the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside. That means the culprit must be someone who was inside the cabin.
Yes, it's what's called a locked room mystery in detective stories.
Yeah, locked room! That is point!
Room was locked.
Well, I can't deny that. There's no way the bolt could have been drawn across from outside the cabin. You were all quite mistaken. The cabin next door is not a so-called locked room at all.
What?
Oh yes, there is another entrance. An entrance used last night by the culprit in order to gain access to the cabin despite the bolted door. What other entrance? We never discovered one. Why, it gapes open-mouthed at you even as we speak. The ventilator, man! The ventilator? You think this is funny? I cannot even put my arm through that hole. That's because your arms are as thick as tree trunks. You're suggesting that the culprit entered and left the victim's cabin through that tiny opening. It's not possible. But it is. And last night, the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator.
Mr. Sholmes, you mean... Are you referring to the words Kazuma-sama wrote in his diary? 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 35 a.m. Looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
Precisely, my dear madam. What does it mean? What is this speckled band? The answer to that particular conundrum is in this very cabin. I love this animation. Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing? There is a distinct element of danger, but fear not, I am ready. What I am about to expose for you all to see will shock you to your cores. Behold! What? What the? A snake! Allow me to introduce you all to the band, the speckled band. Oh my goodness. A snake! That's literally what I just said. Indubitably. Oh man, poor Stroganoff. Mr. Sholmes, just one thing. Pray, what troubles you? Well, that snake isn't really speckled, is it? It looks more stripy, wouldn't you say? Hmm?
Yes, you're right. I think in this case, you'd have to call it a stripe band, wouldn't you?
You both see and observe, with distinction, however. Do you not think that is precisely the trap into which the culprit wishes you to fall?
My goodness, really? It's a trap?
How exactly? I think perhaps it is time I explain the intricacies of my train of thought. Are you ready, Miss Pavlova?
I'm sorry for the young man who died. That is all. His death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me.
There are two conclusions I have drawn from the facts. Number one. Last night, your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin. And number two. That same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life.
No.
She's turned as white as a bowl of rice again. Sholmes must be right. He's hit the nail on the head. This young woman's friend killed Mr. Asaki? It looks like he can't speak with that snake coiled around his head. I would advise as little movement as possible, see that. You wouldn't want the fangs of that long thread in your neck. So everyone, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Yay, another dance of the deduction. The game is afoot. Okay, intruder's identity. Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. This death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. Uh-oh, there's a conundrum. And it is that very pain that evidences your next inextricable link to the victim's death. So, we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observation the night in question tell of a speckled band. Whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was his side that fell upon the victim's eyes last night?
No, don't look me. This has nothing to do with any of this.
Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Yes, that which you are trying, but failing, to conceal can reveal the snake's slough skin. Evidently, after the subtle and horrible crime, this most deadly friend of yours shed its original skin, no?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Last night, through the ventilator visible in this cabin, you and your then speckled friend slithered next door. Using the bell cord on the other side as a bridge, the serpent silently descended into the victim's quarters. In the dim light, it appeared to the young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled band. In summary, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a rare breed of snake, whose markings change each time it sloughs its skin. A snake so dreadful, we can only imagine it would be found in the deepest depths of India. Conclusion. A beloved speckled snake. Okay. Topic 2. How Mr. Asaki died. Okay. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. Now, if we take that as a fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime.
Oh no, could there be?
Yes, an examination of the deceased body will prove the cause of death conclusively. The almost, but not quite, imperceptible puncture wounds by the venomous fangs will seal the truth. Yes, the vestiges of the snake bite delivered by your terrifying friend.
This makes no sense.
There is no point feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova. After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right. You hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. Your serpent assassin was restless inside, no doubt.
You don't.
It is telling that the victim made note of a low whistling sound that he heard minutes before his end. That was your signal, was it not? The sound you had used to train your serpent friend? Wow, he's claiming it's not even an accident. Interesting.
You. Right?
Indeed, you put the serpent through his ventilator and wait. After a period, you summon it back with a whistle. You couldn't know if the animal had done its duty, so you would listen for signs of life next door. If the victim appeared not to have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more. Do you deny the snake has undergone such training?
It's not true.
Having slithered through the ventilator and down the bell cord, the creature needed only to sink its fangs in once. And its venom would course through the victim's veins, ending his existence forever. That is the true nature of the speckled band that took the poor young man's life. There can be no doubt. My logic is infallible. He failed to establish a motive during any of that. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of the speckled band. Why is the snake really cute?
I mean, it just is.
Miss Pavlova has trained her pet snake as a killing machine. There on the floor, you will observe a saucer of milk. The promise of food is the key to shredding any creature. Milk? For a snake? Incredible. You solved the mystery. Amazing. Your great deduction really lives up to its name. I see now why Herlock Sholmes has become such a household name. My dear man, it was nothing remarkable. As the Russians say, I could have done it with one left hand.
Could I venture an opinion, Mr. Sholmes?
But of course, what's on your mind?
It's just about your deductions before. Some things don't quite make sense to me.
I welcome questions as to my method, and will answer both loudly and proudly.
Oh, well, good. First of all, snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family.
You are well informed, madam.
And reptiles, don't drink milk.
Ah.
It's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see. So, I'm not sure if it would be possible to train a snake using milk as a reward.
No matter. No doubt Miss Pavlova will use some other trick to encourage her pet to do her bidding. Milk was merely an example. The logic holds.
Well, there's something else. Snakes have no ears.
Ah! Before you read that, I just want to mention real quick. I was watching yesterday Jingle All the Way with my nephews because they were here. And one of the characters in Jingle All the Way was like making like a getaway after like laying a trap. And I was like, and don't you move because I have the ears of a snake. I was like, wait. What does that mean? That doesn't... Anyway, go ahead.
Yes. So I'm not sure it would really be possible to signal a snake by whistling.
But madam, what are the tales from Arabia? Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sounds of a flute?
I think perhaps performers play their music in time with the snake's natural movements.
Oh, I see. No hands, no feet, no ears? These creatures are so inept to be practically useless. Don't take it out on the snakes, Mr. Sholmes.
There's one other thing.
You have more?
Snakes use the scales on their bellies to propel themselves. So, I'm not really sure that a snake could manage to climb up a flat bell cord like the ones in these cabins.
Then you should try harder.
Please, don't be angry with me, Mr. Sholmes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it couldn't have come back without help. What I'm trying to say is that there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake could have had a part in this. We need to step in and help again, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh no, you don't mean...
We need to modify Mr. Sholmes' latest deductions and turn them into the great ones they ought to be.
I had a feeling that was coming. Alright, let's give it a try. Just what I was waiting for, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, right. So, cast your eyes down to your wrist again. What? You've done it again!
Hey, your handcuffs are gone!
Where did they go? They're not. I shall see them restored after our work is done. I really wish you'd just leave them off. Now, everyone, let us begin. Sherlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Alright, let's point out some contradictions. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Okay, I'll skip over the ones that we already read. The following. Stuff has nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me. And you cannot deceive yourself. No problems there. That's an exclamation point. You recall those sort of events. Your aching heart smarts with pain. There we go. There's one. She does have a pain expression on her face.
Yes, that's true. It looks as though Kazuma-sama's death is weighing heavily on her mind.
But you're not sure Mr. Sholmes is quite read her correctly, is that it? Could there be some other way to interpret her expression then?
Let's take a moment. Really look very closely at Miss Pavlova.
Let's see the aching heart. Smarts with pain. Examine. She really does look troubled.
Yes, it's hard to believe she's putting that expression on to fool us.
But if you look closely, it's almost like she's actually staring at something.
What do you think?
Perhaps something physically causing her pain. We should have a closer look. Huh? Right ear. Let me see something.
She has such petite ears among the beautiful hair. Pink shells.
Oh, what's that? There's something attached to her ear.
Ah, expect that's what's called an earring. It's a little piece of jewelry.
An earring, is it? Really is tiny.
Perhaps part of it is missing. Maybe it broke off. Now all that's left is the clasp part that attaches to the ear.
If that's the case, she doesn't appear to have noticed that it's broken. Interesting. Scrolling around a little bit. Oh, there we go. I see something. Claw scratch.
Oh, Naruhodo-san, look! That looks like a very painful wound.
Looks like a scratch made by some kind of small animal. And fairly recently, too.
Oh, whatever scratcher doesn't appear to be around here.
I'm gonna go ahead and present that mark. Present.
Yes!
The claw mark scratch with pain. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, that claw scratch marks with pain. Indeed, and simple observation reveals that the wound is fresh. Miss Pavlova, did you in fact receive that scratch sometime last night?
When I think about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. When I'm sad, the pain from this wound is worse.
And it is that very pain that evidences your next inextricable link to the victim's death. So, we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit because this is all dialogue. Was it not? As I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writing servant you see before us. There we go, let's get that. It seems likely that the scratch mark on the back of Miss Pavlova's hand was made by this friend of hers, doesn't it? Except, snakes don't have claws, do they?
Oh, they don't. Don't even have hands or feet in which claws might grow.
Well then, if that snake isn't her pet, what is? What's the true identity of this friend of hers?
We should follow her gaze, Naruhodo-san.
That's where
we'll find our Oh.
No, I'm sorry, that was you.
That's where we'll find the answer.
Yeah, for some reason I thought I saw the direction going the other way. But your friend is the writing serpent. I'm just gonna examine the serpent real quick. The more I look at this creature, the more its stripes stand out. It's a very impressive snake, isn't it?
Yes, it really is. And it seems to be doing its best to squeeze this poor sailor's head until it bursts.
Yes, it's a terrifying sight, and slightly heartwarming at the same time. Anyway, it would probably be a good idea not to get too close. Let me examine Seaman Stroganov. There's no doubt, is there? She looked in this direction. Straight to Seaman Stroganov.
Well, they do seem to be friends of sorts. But I can't imagine how he could possibly fit through that ventilator.
Don't forget that I managed to fit inside Kazuma's trunk when we first boarded the ship.
I would ask what that proves, but I think I think an equivocal, it's been a day, little smile would be more effective.
I'm gonna examine this teapot real quick. Ooh. I have a feeling that it was this teapot that Miss Pavlova's eyes flickered over to before.
I think this is the friend she's talking about?
Well, we're all different, aren't we? Whatever we might say about it, if that's the way she feels...
I don't think I'll say anything about it then. You and the teapot can discuss it instead.
Wait, that's not what I meant! Oh, it's like Mrs. Potts from Beauty and the Beast. There we go, the photograph frame. Ooh, that's a cute cat. Oh, look at the photograph in this frame. This must be something Miss Pavlova brought with her when she ran away.
She's exceptionally beautiful, isn't she?
Yes, that's true. But personally, it's the little black creature she's holding that's caught my eye. Maybe we better take a close look at this. Okay, examining Miss Pavlova. That must be a stage costume she's wearing.
It's quite stunning. I should like to have something like that.
And she's wearing 20,000 rubles on her head as well. Look.
It's called a tiara, Naruhodo-san. You shouldn't think of it purely in terms of its value.
She must be a strong-willed woman. To turn her back on the world stage and run away all on her own. Okay, examining the little kitten. Look at the little cat Miss Pavlova's cuddling here.
Oh, what a cute little kitten. It could vie with you, couldn't it, Naruhodo-san, for the blackest outfit?
Black kitten. And from the look of this picture, at least, Miss Pavlova seems very attached to it. Well, let's present the kitten.
Yes!
Your little friends will get kitten to see first. Without doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us. Yes, the scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear.
Oh no.
The whereabouts of this black kitten isn't clear. What is clear is that you brought the animal with you when you ran away, didn't you?
Darka is my best friend.
Oh, its name is
I couldn't
Darka.
leave her behind.
Darka would appear to be Russian blue. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written... Oh god, the snake. The victim's written observation of the night in question tell of a speckled band. Well, that snake is getting mad. Whereas, regrettably... the specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night?
Oh, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this.
Oh wait, this is reread. Yeah, now hidden behind your back. That which you are trying but failing to conceal can only be snake slot skin. Yeah, that makes no sense now.
Did you see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back.
She just left it in her pocket. No one would ever have known.
Oh yes. Boys like this are Mr. Strom's specialty. He's ever so cleverly forced her to reveal something.
I thought deduction was his specialty. Or making me believe that was his ploy too.
Anyway, I find it hard to believe that's the skin of a snake.
In which case, just what is it Miss Pavlova hiding behind her back? Let's examine some stuff. I'm gonna examine the sloth skin. Oh, there's something there. Well, it is speckled and it is a band, but what is it? It Seems to be soft and fluffy. Long piece of cloth of some sort. And it looks like a handle at one end. I think it may be a cat's toy. This is sort of common in the West, apparently. How is that a toy for cats?
Cats like to chase the band around and paw at it. Kittens in particular love that sort of play. You only need to wave it in front of them, and they pounce to catch it.
That sounds positively adorable. It's a cat's toy, then. What else can I examine? Let me take a look around. There's something in her pocket, but I see we can't examine that. I'm gonna hit A on the cat's toy again, real quick, see if there's new dialogue for it now. Well, it is okay, never mind. Nothing. Alright, skip. Flipping through. Well, let's present it then.
Yes!
Yes, the thing you are trying, but failing to conceal, is, a cat's toy. Precisely, and the true nature of the now infamous speckled bag. And it was this toy that you dangled through the ventilator. You waved it around, I presume? Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice it. But why? For what reason? My dear boy, there can only be one answer to that. After her feline friend disappeared through the ventilator to the neighboring cabin, Miss Pavlova attempted to use the speckled cat's toy to incite the creature to return. In summary, the nature of this friend of Miss Pavlova's, which last time infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a blithesome Russian blue breed of cats by the name of Darka. A truly troublesome feline young Darka is proving to be. She must be caged once found. You will forgive us for borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova. Well, the photograph of Miss Pavlova and Darka has been entered into the court record. A photograph of Miss Pavlova and her friend, a kitten named Darka. The tiara she would wear on stage can also be seen. Okay.
It was after I gave her food last night. That's when it happened. Scratched the back of my hand, then ran up the bell cord. Before I could do anything, it had disappeared. The ventilator. Erica, she is so naughty.
So the real answer is a beloved kitten. Solved. Well, on to topic 2. Well, this makes no sense now. Okay, skipping forward, the grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the date of which I have been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by terrible venom. Well, that makes no sense now.
Holmes says is true. There were no signs of a wound anywhere on Kazuma-sama's body.
That's right. But Mr. Sholmes seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Kazuma wasn't poisoned.
Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now.
I see. What do we have here?
So it should be...
Postmortem report. Okay, here we go. Report from the Edinburgh Medical. There were no traces of external injury or poison. Okay, present.
Yes!
In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the post-mortem reports. Ah, yes, I knew it was one or the other.
His neck was...
Indeed, the breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal. Only that Goliath would be strong enough to survive that. Seaman strong enough isn't some immortal freak, you know. The jury is out. Anyway, we have on a good authority that the victim's neck was broken. Now, if we take that as fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it was at the scene of the crime.
No, could there be?
I think we're back to a repeat, so I'll go ahead and skip through. Yes, an examination of the deceased body will prove the cause of death conclusively. Ah, here we go. Kazuma died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something, or someone.
Yes, that's a distinct possibility. As of yet, no weapon has been found, though.
Presumably, Darka didn't silently creep up behind Kazuma and deal him a fatal blow.
I suppose it's possible that he had a fall and hit the ground awkwardly. Could have been a terrible act of misfortune that he broke his neck completely by accident.
Oh yes, a bad fall could explain it.
It's rather hard to believe of Kazuma-sama, though. He wasn't a clumsy man.
Well, we need to fix this deduction somehow. Is there anything from the scene that could explain what happened? Okay. Wardrobe in purple ink appears to be in the final moments. Let's see. Small piece of glass. What looks like a scuff mark. Let me examine this real quick. A bell. Wonder what color the bell was in the picture. I feel like the mark on the floor could probably help explain things. I'm gonna go with that.
Quite possibly.
Yes!
I love how the glass breaks. It reminds me of Danganronpa. Yes, an examination of the mark on the floor proved the cause of death conclusively. This particular mark, so probably visible next to the victim's body, is a deposit of shoe polish.
Shoe polish?
Indeed, positively identified by later analysis device I constructed, which I carry now as a matter of course. Beeswax, tallow, and dye were my results, the undeniable ingredients of shoe polish. And the color of the polish is a perfect match to the color of Miss Asagi's lace leather shoes. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, Mr. Asaki must have caught his foot at that point on the floor and tripped.
Please, no.
And, by a dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck against some unmovable object as he fell to the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine, the victim's vertebrae shattered, and in that instant, he lost his life.
Oh! Don't know. I don't know anything about this.
Is that really true, Miss Pavlova? What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Asaki lost his life? Yes, the facts are as clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence. She did do that, it seems. But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right. You hid the evidence next to the victim in the traveling case. Ah, there we go. Another mistake.
I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama merely tripped over and now he's no more? Can't be true. I refuse to accept it.
I know it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest what happened.
But...
And if this part of Mr. Shome's deduction is right, Miss Pavlova is trying to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here, in this cabin, somewhere in the direction that she just cast her eyes.
Where? I wonder.
Let's have a good look around. The answer must be here somewhere. Okay, examining the traveling case. This is where Miss Pavlova hid her friend.
That's right, and it wasn't a snake after all.
No, it was that little kitten she calls Darka. Not that it's anywhere to be seen now. It seems to have left itself out of the case and gone exploring.
I expect it's wrapped itself around someone's head somewhere, trying to make a new friend.
Either that, or it's scratching their hand to pieces. The point is, where has it got to? Tiara is over here. Let's examine that. Ah, somebody appears to have dropped 20,000 rubles here.
It hasn't been dropped, Naruhodo-san. It's been placed.
I'm starting to sound like Mr. Shomes.
Stop trying to sound like the great detective.
Is there anything else there, or is that the answer? Let me just move around a little more. Wait, waste paper? Oh, I'm gonna examine the basket real quick.
This is a waste paper basket. Perhaps all the first-class cabins have them.
But Miss Pavlova only started occupying this cabin late last night. Presumably, there's not much rubbish in there yet. Oh! Oh, what's that?
It's a broken piece of glass, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before.
If it looks familiar, perhaps it's more than your mind simply playing tricks on you.
I see, I'm gonna present that.
Yes!
That's right. You had the evidence that links you to the victims from that waste paper basket. Here we have a fragment of some intricate glass object, it would seem. One that has a familiar air, in fact. Precisely. We found another piece of broken glass on the floor in Mr. Asaki's cabin. And as you can see, the two pieces fit together perfectly.
Oh no.
So, Miss Pavlova, shall we consider what this tells us? Why would it be that part of this glass object, which was evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death, should be found in the waste paper basket in your cabin? You're well acquainted with this glass bell, are you not?
I don't.
I don't know, and that hushed Russian accent of yours won't save you this time, dear girl. Why? Because we have conclusive evidence linking you to the bell in question.
What?
Take it away, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes. Evidence linking Miss Pavlova and the little glass bell. That would be the picture. Let me go get right to that. Present.
Yes!
If you look at this photograph, you can clearly see, hanging from Darka's collar, the very glass bell in question. The truth has caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night did so after a truly inauspicious fall. And the cause of that fateful stumble? Your absent feline friend, Darka.
I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry.
Death by tripping over a cat.
Or Kazuma.
What? Why don't you tell us now, Miss Pavlova? Tell us exactly what happened last night.
It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late, but I hadn't had time to feed Darka for some food. Then, all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped out of my hands.
People do say that cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments.
It was so fast. She disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her.
And that is how you acquired the rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it?
Yes. I had read the, rules on the wall. Knew that I was not allowed Darka with me.
Yes, modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious diseases. It's a precaution, really.
So I listened, trying to hear if there was some noise in the next cabin. It was very quiet. I was sure if someone was there, he must be sleeping.
So at that point, you thought it safe to try to lure the kitten back again? By dangling the end of the toy through the ventilator into the adjoining cabin.
Darka always loves this toy, but it didn't work. Nothing worked. Tried using her favorite toy. I tried whistling to her softly, but nothing. She didn't return.
So the faint whistling sound Cosmo wrote in his diary was Miss Pelva trying to receive her pet. Cats have a propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened.
Yes, so there was nothing else I could do. I just had to wait until she had calmed down. Then... I nearly passed out with shock. I heard her cry out, and then... Oh, it was such a dreadful bang. Words, nothing. It was totally silent.
Cosmo was... From the appearance of the brown mark on the floor, it seems likely what you heard was the victim stepping on the glass bell and tripping up. The SS Bird is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without warning. If Mr. Asaki was already off balance as a result of the ship lurching when the kitten got under his feet, the combination of unfortunate factors could easily have caused him to fall over. But what became of the kitten afterwards?
In the end, I managed to get her to come back through the ventilator.
Yet Darka is nowhere to be seen.
I must have forgotten to lock my case. Now she's disappeared again.
Gracious, that cat is as insufferably restless as I am. Well, he knows something about himself at least.
When I woke this morning, I heard that a young man in the cabin next to mine had died. But I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back.
Oh, hold on a minute. What about the snake? You're right, where is it? If the snake isn't your friend, Miss Pavlova, then whose is it and where did it come from? What on earth is such a dangerous creature doing on board this ship? Oh, I didn't say. Snake is my friend. His name is Pirosko. What? What? That snake belongs to you? He escaped from cage when the emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. I did not expect to find him in here. Yes, how did that snake get into this cabin? But animals not permitted on board. Huh, we are at sea for 1 year. You want to be so long without close friend, without someone who understands? Couldn't you find someone a little more human who understands you better? My dear burly fellow. A gargantuan venomous snake? Surely you can appreciate the danger of putting everyone in. No venom. Peter Skull does not have venom. He is harmless, very long but very gentle. He's adorable, like Granny. It's venomless? Yes, now he is hungry, so he is in bad mood. But once I feed him, you will see Big Smile. And you feed him what? Milk, I suppose? Huh, like they say milk chickens? Ridiculous. Snakes that drink milk are only stupid stories. Piroskin eats mouses. Big, fat, round mouses. Ah. Oh, so... is that what the mouse trap in the passageway out there is for? Of course. How can I catch my friend's favorite food? I think just top of the food chain, like the look in their eyes right now. It refuses to drink milk. It can't hear a whistle. It can't climb up a bell cord, and it's not even venomous. How the deuce did something so inept land a starring role? It is not my fault. I do not make up stories. My Peter Skull has nothing to do with this incident. So that's what happened. That's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death?
Miss Pavlova. I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize. Please remember this. Life, if you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you. But
What are you talking about, Miss Mikatoba? What lies? Miss Pavlova just confessed everything. It was just a series of unfortunate events, an accident.
I'm no great detective like Mr. Sholmes. I don't have a gift for knowing the truth. But even I can see it was not the truth.
Excuse me?
Don't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo?
To be perfectly honest, yes. There's a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure of it. I just can't quite put my finger on it. I confess. I was intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues on this matter. Oh! I am only present here for a very specific reason. The truth is, you, Mr. Naruhodo, are simply a distraction. A distraction?! I do hope you've not been finding your shackles too uncomfortable. Ah! Not again! When did he do that? Especially as they're on your wrist as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we made our next port call. You were Mr. Sholmes? Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours. Was he not? Yes. Kazuma was my closest friend. I owed him my freedom, even. In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. No further distractions. You must uncover the real truth here, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, whatever that may be. The key to this is the discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure. If I can chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear. The truth about how you really died. About how that scene in your cabin really came to be. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Excellent.
Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo.
So then, shall we begin? Yes! What we should ponder first is the victim who lost his life in a cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. Was this truly an unfortunate accident? Or was it in fact no accident at all? This is what we established in the first instance. Well, we've already established it, haven't we? The man tripped over the kitten that had climbed into his cabin via the ventilator. Tragic, yes, but still an accident. Wait, let's just take a step back. Doesn't make sense if that's really what happened, does it? I'm going to have to ask you to spill it out for me, I'm afraid. Yes, it's starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts and Miss Pavlova's story here. The evidence is right there in Kazuma's cabin. It's undeniable. His death couldn't possibly have been a mere accident. Really? Let us show our hand, Mr. Naruhodo. Time to present the evidence. The evidence that proves unequivocally that the victim's death was no mere accident. Okay. Was it the crime scene photograph, the one that he wrote?
Yes.
Yep. Yes! The truth is clearly recorded in this photographic print. There's no way that Mr. Asaki could have left this message on the floor. That's script. It's Russian, isn't it? Indeed it is. The word written means wardrobe. I see what you mean. Most people would leave a dying message in their native language. Japanese in this case.
But maybe he was studying Russian. It is a simple language. He could have picked it up very fast.
That doesn't seem likely. That's actually not the point. It makes no difference whether he knew Russian or not. Sorry, what do you mean? Exactly what I said before. There is no way that Mr. Asaki could have left this message on the floor. And the reason why is clearly explained in here. Damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant death. Instant death. Ah! Which means, after the victim fell to the floor, he couldn't possibly have written anything. Because he was already dead.
It's not the only reason either. There's something else to be found in Mr. Asogi's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't have possibly been there if what Miss Pavlova told us was true.
What? So, Sato-san has noticed it too then. Putting this mess on the floor aside, there's something else that gives the truth away. Another piece of evidence that proves this was no accident. In other words... Let's see... Double band, there are no states... Let's see... No entries at 2 a.m. Review scene. It proves this was no accident. In other words, return to question. I don't think these articles are relevant. Keeping a
Let me know if you need help.
Okay, according to last one, he needs a speckled band. Okay, what looks like sort of speckled bands away from the ventilator grill. Faint whistling sounds. Cervical spine injury. There are no traces of external injury or poison. Review scene. Scuff mark by Kazuma. Ship's log. Biff Stroganoff. Nothing to report at 2 o'clock. Tiara. It appears to have written in his final moments. That's what we have right now.
Something floor.
Something on the floor?
Think about something on the floor.
The ink, okay. Purple ink. It would be written in his final moments. Wait, purple ink?
Well, not that, but... Or...
He was pointing at something. Or pointing at... His finger was like next to the text.
Floor. You shouldn't be on the floor if...
He shouldn't be on the floor?
Something's on the floor that shouldn't be there. If something was in the waste bin.
Oh, the bell? Okay, let me present that.
Yes!
This piece of broken glass next to the mark on the floor. Well, that's the glass bell the kitten had around his neck. We already know all about that. He was broken in half when the victim tripped over the cat and fell. So we already have a satisfactory explanation. Where's the flaw in that logic? Unfortunately, there is a very big flaw. A fatal flaw. What? If that's really what happened, then how did one half of the bell end up back here in this cabin? Ah! Yeah, oh
Yes.
sorry, this is you.
Remember that we found the other half of the glass bell in that waste paper basket? You care to explain that, Ms. Pavlova? Oh no.
Both these pieces of evidence clearly point to the same conclusion. That when Mr. Asaki died last night in his cabin, there was someone else in the room. And that same person deliberately arranged the scene to disguise the truth, in order to cover up his or her own guilt.
Yes, there was someone else present in Mr. Asogi's.
You are wasting time! Someone else was there? Duh! Of course! We know this! What are you talking about? Bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. There was no way in or out. Oh, yes. And only one other person in the cabin when young student died was you!
Yes!
It's true, I was in the cabin when it happened. You were shut inside the cabin wardrobe, to be precise about the details. But I don't know Russian. There's no way I would have left that message. Not would have. There's no way you could have left that message, to be precise about the details. Would you mind? Oh, forgive me, my dear fellow. As I was saying, the person in question wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor, in an attempt to incriminate me for the crime, even though I had been asleep in there the entire time. And...
Then the same person picked up the broken glass bell that had fallen to the floor, for fear of it becoming evidence that would show how Mr. Asogi really died.
But why wouldn't this person have taken all the pieces of the bell away? Leaving half behind was always going to raise questions. Yes, well, it was past 1 o'clock in the early hours of the morning. The cabin would have been quite dark. The single, small lamp suspended in the ceiling would have barely cast any light onto the floor there. Little wonder, then, that the culprit failed to notice a fragment of the tiny item.
All suspect me, don't you?
Seaman Stroganoff! Nina is woman of sea. She is daughter of strong sailor. 2 years ago, they noticed her dancing skills and she went away to join ballet company. But before, she was dancer on this ship, a member of ship's band. You do not accuse ship's angle of being criminal. Ah, so that's it. You say that when young student died, Nina was there in his cabin. But that is not possible. I give my tooth. Well, this is almost interesting. And why would you give your tooth, pray? How can you be so sure? You are a great detective. You should know. Look to roof and eyes. Cabin bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. Nobody could go into cabin. Not Nina, not anyone. Or do you want to tell me that killer can walk through locked doors? Niet! It's impossible! Ah, it's right.
Wait, I read about this in detective stories. People often tie thread around the door lashes, so they can open and close them from the outside.
Thread? Are you stupid? These bulkheads are not barn doors! Certainly not. These are watertight doors, or as one would expect to find on any modern steamship. Constructed of heavy steel with not a gap in sight, no threads or needles or magnets could have been used.
Oh. Oh, of course not. Thought so too. But Mr. Naruhodo suggested it earlier, so...
Susanto, son! How could you shift it to me like that? Dang, Susanto really threw me under the bus. So Seaman Stroganoff has a valid point. The cabin door couldn't have been bolted shut from the outside. Not necessarily. What? I put it to you that I could bolt this cabin door without laying a finger on it. And in this very cabin, we can see the traces of the method I have in mind have been used before. I don't believe it. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, I believe you know what I mean, don't you? Way to shut the bolt of the cabin door from the outside? One way does spring to mind, yes.
Do you really know what Mr. Sholmes means, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, and so should you. Because we've seen it happen. Indeed we have. So, would you care to do the honors, Mr. Naruhodo? Point out to us the method that was used to slide the cabin bolts across the outside. Point out the signs that used to... Wait. This thing? The statue?
Bookshelf.
The statue.
I mean, you can, just as long as it's like in the area of the bookshelf.
Yes!
Look at the bookcase there. See how all the books and things on it have toppled over?
That must have happened when the ship made its emergency stop before.
Yes, that's right. It's a very powerful vessel after all. When the engines are thrown into reverse, a violent jolt goes across the entire ship. Any small objects that aren't fastened down are bound to fall over.
I believe, yes, it's what's known as the force of inertia acting on the objects.
Is it nothing Susato-san doesn't know? Or is it that isn't her book at least? Well, whatever it's called, the same force that pushed over those books in the bookcase also made something else in the cabin move. The bolt on the cabin door. It was very obvious just after the emergency stop that the ship made earlier. We had come into this cabin not long before, and we hadn't bolted the door. But then... Hello? Is anybody in there? Shout if you need assistance! Oh, that sounds like...
Inspector Hosonaga. Oh, yes. Sit. The ship stopped suddenly. The bolt flew across and locked the door.
Yes, it's made of metal, but it's small and light enough to be moved by the ship's sudden change of speed. Or the force of inertia, if you want to call it that. Are you trying to say that last night, after Mr. Asaki was killed... Yes, Burya made another emergency stop? When I woke up this morning and looked around the cabin, I thought it looked a little odd. All the books on the shelves had toppled over, and all the ornaments. It was almost as if someone had run their hand across the shelves and deliberately knocked everything over.
Oh yes, I remember that. I stood them all up again, didn't I?
Then when we came into this cabin, we were surprised to see the same thing in here. All the books and everything had toppled over, just like in Mr. Asagi's cabin.
My.
Do you have anything to say about this, Miss Pavlova? Are you out of your mind? You say Burya made an emergency stop? It does seem a little far-fetched. How could that possibly have happened? Unless you're saying that the culprit is actually someone from the engine room? Oh, it is simple enough. Are you forgetting the button in the passageway outside? Used to trigger the emergency alarm?
Oh, yes, of course. There was a notice, wasn't there? Telling you only to press the button in times of emergency.
On dark nights when the fog is dense, the captain cannot afford to rely on the eyes of his lookout alone. Hence the placement of a number of buttons around the vessel to allow any crewman to raise the alarm. This sort of button, one is almost compelled to press to satisfy one's curiosity. Wait! It was you? When the button's pressed, two things happen in the interest of safety. The emergency alarm bell rings, and the vessel comes to a complete stop. As indeed it did a little earlier today.
Mr. Sholmes. Surely it wasn't you who...
As I always say, a button has but one purpose in life. To be pressed, whatever the occasion. He sounds almost proud of himself. How dare you mess with ship! I report you to Captain! You are in much trouble now! Now, I'm sure all that can wait until later. Let us not overlook the fact that we have now learned a valuable lesson. When the vessel makes an emergency stop, the bolts on the cabin door slide closed. So, what we must now consider...
It all comes down to one thing now. Last night, after what happened to Mr. Asogi, did this ship make an emergency stop, or did it not?
You're an idiot! What are you ship with many passengers? If we make emergency stop, even in middle of night, there'll be chaos everywhere! What are your thoughts, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, it's certainly possible that some kind of emergency happened last night. We have evidence to support that idea.
Really? What evidence, Mr. Naruhodo?
Fascinating! Do show us, my good man. What evidence promotes the theory that some emergency gripped this vessel last night? Okay, let's see. Spy speckled band. No change. Here we go. Ship's log. This has to be it. At 1:30, there was nothing to report. This has to be it.
Yes!
Seaman Stroganoff. It's your duty to patrol the first-class area of the ship, isn't that right? Duh! That is correct! Why? And the ship's log here. This would be where you record the details of your duties. What are you doing with that? That is mine! You rather carelessly left it upon the little makeshift burial in the passageway out there. But as responsible passengers, we took it into our care with a mind to return it to you later. I left it there on purpose! That is where I put it always! The point is, looking at what you will usually record, it's clear that under normal circumstances, you write the phrase nothing to report every 30 minutes. But from 2 o'clock last night until first light this morning, nothing was recorded at all. Nothing recorded in the log? That is... Duh! Because nothing happened! But if nothing happened, you would normally write nothing to report, wouldn't you? Indeed so, which tells us that shortly after 2 a.m., something happened here aboard the SS Buria. Something sufficiently significant to make you forget to fill in the ship's log, in fact.
Are you suggesting the ship really did make an emergency stop in the middle of the night?
Stop talking rubbish! If I'm perfectly honest, I find it a little hard to believe in myself. Oh? Why? Well, because if something as major as emergency stop really had happened, surely all of us would have noticed.
That's very true. To the emergency stop we experienced earlier, we all know what it feels like now. The ship lurched so violently, and the alarm bell was so loud. I can't imagine that anybody could sleep through that, even if it happened in the dead of night.
Well, no, that's a good point. What of the throbbing? Sorry, what do you mean? Your head, man. The throbbing of your head since this morning. We have all suffered with it. Oh, yes. I have had a headache, you're right. In fact, I haven't been feeling myself since I woke up today.
Or have I? My head has been feeling heavy ever since dawn.
Yes, you've all been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected. He's right. My head's been throbbing today, too. And since eating dinner yesterday evening, everything has felt sort of hazy. I can't really remember anything that happened after I climbed back inside the wardrobe. Then the first thing I noticed this morning was the throbbing pain in my head. I had already been dragged out of the wardrobe and had those handcuffs put on me by that point. Why didn't I wake up when all that was happening to me? Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, you boarded this vessel as a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, well, yes, sorry. The stowaway class of accommodation doesn't usually include meals. What did you survive on? Well, Cosmo looked after me. He was always happy to share his meals. So you enjoyed some of the home roast chicken dish that was served yesterday evening, I take it? Yes, in fact, I had all of that. Cosmo wasn't fond of chicken. Oh, really? So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all? That's right, he didn't touch it. Is that relevant? My dear fellow, Does that not strike you?
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, do you mean to say there was something wrong with the chicken?
I do. No, really? Is that really true? The meal prepared for the passengers last night had been tampered with. Tampered with by the addition of a soporific designed to induce a very deep slumber in those who consumed it. A sleeping drug? Do you mean whoever did this laced every meal with a sleeping drug so no one would notice the ship's emergency stop?
Mr. Naruhodo, of course that's not what Mr. Sholmes means. A far-fetched idea.
Precisely. Lacing every meal of every passenger on board with a soporific drug would certainly be impossible. Unless, that is, every single member of the crew was a conspirator. What?
Mr. Sholmes!
Well, Seaman? I'm sorry to say that any more deception in this matter will get you nowhere. If you refuse to talk, there would have to be an inquiry made through the shipping company, of course. And were that to happen, every member of the crew, and the captain himself, would be hauled over to the coals for aiding and abetting a renegade.
Please, no more. I will tell everything. I cannot make problems like this on anymore.
These crewmen are your former comrades, I believe.
Yes. When I decided to run away, I asked them to help me.
We all agreed to help, everyone together. She threw away everything, her fame in the ballet, Mother Russia. We wanted to help our angel. I don't believe it. You are right. We put sleeping drug in chicken last night. Yes, I remember now. I did notice chewing on a lump of something strange and bitter at one point. We could not make all drug. How do you say, dissolve? Talk about heavy seasoning. At midnight, in waters near Shanghai, we brought our angel on board. She was helped by a comrade on shore of a small fishing boat, while all the passengers of the SS Beria slept soundly, thanks to the almost magical effects of the slumber-inducing potion their evening meals had contained. So, if that's all what happened, the only person awake on the ship last night were the crew, people who disliked chicken, and the newly boarded passenger, Miss Pavlova. And that means it would have been possible for you. You could have used the emergency stop trick to lock Kazuma's cabin door. But how does that make sense? Surely every cabin door would have ended up locked in that case, and there would have been complete chaos. Oh, I wouldn't say so. What? Ah, of course! Just like us, all the other passengers would have eaten their evening meal of chicken in their cabins, after which they would have been overwhelmed by tiredness because of the sleeping drug. Right, and accordingly, all passengers were already in their cabins for the night.
Yes.
The overwhelming majority of passengers would have eventually sleep with their cabin doors bolted anyway, and so not one of them would have found it remarkable to find the door locked in the morning. In summary, in order to fasten the bolts of a single cabin door on the ship, the culprit brought the entire vessel to an emergency stop in the early hours of the morning. You have talked a long time and said many things. What is point? The point is what I said earlier. There was somebody else present on the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone who left a message in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate another. Someone who tried desperately to hide the broken fragments of glass that would reveal the culprit's identity. and someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock a door. All told, a busy night.
But I don't know about any of this. I'm just a little girl.
You like to speak with your long English words and explain your clever ideas. But I am sailor, and sailors don't listen to long, boring stories. We don't believe. Sailors like me, we trust only what we see with our eyes. A lot of a treat. What? I am quite of the same disposition, my good man. Observation to me is everything. Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes? Do you hear it? That accusatory cry of guilt on the wind?
An accusatory cry of the guilt.
Sorry, you've lost me. Proof of involvement, man, but you can't hear such a call with your ears. No, you must hear it with your eyes, for observation is the basis of all deduction. What are you talking about? I believe the time has come for one final logic and reasoning spectacular to expose the truth. Alright, let's do this thing. So, Mr. Naruhodo, your assistance, if you please. With what exactly, Mr. Sholmes? With observation, my dear fellow. Just as I said, of these two prevaricators. Observation?
If you remember, Mr. Naruhodo, we know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence, don't we? By tampering with the scene of Mr. Asaki's death. What we're looking for is some trace of evidence that one of these two was there when it happened.
Precisely. You are delightfully quick to grasp my meaning. Alright, I'll see what I can see. So we're looking for a trace of evidence that shows someone else was there last night when Kazuma died. It's just someone else was there at the scene. Chunky arms. Let me examine that. He has arms like tree trunks, doesn't he? Hairy tree trunks.
Yes, he certainly has sailor's arms. He's a born man of the sea.
Even if I had been awake, I couldn't have done anything about being dragged out of that wardrobe by this man.
Naruhodo-san? Are you alright? You seem to be lost in thought.
Oh, sorry. Blame those hairy tree trunks. Moving around. Oh, I can go like all around. Let me see here. Looking all around the building. Let's see. Oh,
You see something?
The right ear, let me look at that again. I think we've heard this already.
Yeah, we did.
There's something attached to her ear. Earring, yeah. Moving forward, there's a little piece of jewelry. Trying to skip through it. If that's the case. She doesn't appear to have noticed that it's broken. Okay.
Check Stroganoff.
I see something. Ink stain. Oh, look at this! Some kind of stain. In an unusual place.
Yes, you're right. It looks like ink, if I'm not mistaken.
Ink. And look at the color, too. It's clear where this came from. Well, let's present that. If I can just get the angle on it, and present.
Yes!
Seaman Stroganoff. You seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there. Eh? Ah, yes, I don't know where the dirt comes from. So nothing in particular comes to mind about the stain? What are you trying to say? It would appear that the significance of the stain has escaped your attention, Seaman. Allow us to make it plain. very large purple stain on the back of Seaman Stroganov's uniform.
I think what made it is clear.
Indeed it is. So, Mr. Naruhodo, present the evidence that proves it. My pleasure. Alright then, the evidence that proves what the stain on the back of Stroganov's uniform really is. Okay, it should be around here. Oh, where is it? The photograph?
Yep.
Yes!
Yes, it's this photograph, and the ink it shows. That's what caused the stain on the uniform. Ink? A rather unusual color of ink, purple. Ugh. Ah, the penny drops. At last. Now you see the significance. The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body was written in purple ink. And the stain on the back of the uniform is ink of exactly the same color. If the ink had been dry, it couldn't have possibly have stained your uniform in that way. Which means you must have been present in the cabin in the moments immediately after the ink was spilled. Alright, yes. It was me. I did it. Everything. I arranged everything in Dead Student's cabin to make it look like Wardrobe Man did it. Then I pressed button to make Barrio do an emergency stop, and both cabin doors shut. I did everything so no one will suspect our angel.
Please.
Don't worry, Angel. Let me do talking. It was after 1 in the morning. I was on duty patrolling passageway. Then our angel came to me. She was white like sheet.
Please, you must help me.
I went with her. The door to cabin number 1 was open. When I looked inside, I saw student boy on floor. What happened here?
Please, don't tell anyone. My little one, a little furry friend.
Everything that happened in cabin is like Angel told you. The kitten escaped through the ventilator in Mr. Asagi's cabin. Then he tripped over and broke his neck when he fell to the floor? Yes, that is right. So after the incident when the cat ran away, Miss Pavlova then visited the cabin next to hers, only to find his occupant lying lifeless on the floor. She said she was worried when she heard sound of something falling on the floor. That's when she went to look. No, Angel? The door was not locked, so she opened to look, and you already know what happened after.
You're saying that you wouldn't mind.
What?
You went to Mr. Asogi's cabin, Miss Pavlova. Is he already dead? Why?
I already told you! When Nina opened the door of the student's cabin and looked inside...
I was asking Miss Pavlova.
Well, Miss Pavlova?
Oh. Yes, that is right. I saw him. He was dark. He was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I was so scared. I understand, and I believe you.
So is that finally it now? Have we discovered the real truth about Kazuma's death at last? No, I don't think we have. Ah, something very neat slipped my mind. Oh, Mr. Sholmes? This photograph. Yes, I took this myself, you know. The cause of death was a broken neck. Therefore, the victim died instantly. and the unfortunate incident that precipitated these events, a kitten on which the victim stumbled. However, if those are the facts, there is one particular area in this photograph that seems to me unnatural. What do you mean, unnatural? What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, well... If Kazuma tripped and fell and by some terrible stroke of bad luck broke his neck, which part of this photographic print seems unnatural? His neck himself, wouldn't it?
No. Looks something to the left of his neck.
Left of his neck. His left?
Kind of like the top left, kind of close to his head.
His clutched hand?
Yeah. Yes! Because it is unnatural if you think about it. Like, why would it still be in a fist?
Alright, if he really fell due to an unfortunate accident, then his fist just doesn't seem quite right. The exact same thoughts occurred to me. In a fall, one's instinct is to open the palms flat. Yet here we see the victim with his left hand tightly balled into a fist. Almost, you might say, as though he were gripping something. What do you mean? Simply that I took the liberty of investigating the victim's fist a short while ago. You did? And what, pray, do you imagine I found there, my dear fellow?
Mr. Sholmes, show us, please.
Why, of course, my dear madam. Would I keep you in suspense? This is what I found. Oh, interesting.
Oh, crescent moon with a little gemstone in the middle.
Yes, you're right. Crescent moon. It's very pretty. What does it tell us? It tells us nothing! I'm not so sure. That crescent moon looks... It looks familiar somehow. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere before. Observation, Mr. Naruhodo. That is the key. What? The truth is now tantalizingly close. How did that crescent moon come to be in Kazuma's clenched fist? This is the final clue, the last piece of the puzzle. Ask yourself, what does this little crescent moon mean? What significance has it? And observe, find the answer with your own eyes. It has to be the earring, right?
But not the right one. Like the left.
Aha, left ear.
Oh, shoot, I already presented, sorry.
I think this is... Oh, what's that?
Yes.
There's something dangling...
Oh.
There's something dangling down here from her ear. Yeah, that's an earring. It's a crescent moon. Ah! There can be no doubt now, surely. So we gotta present the left ear, right? Or we're presenting the right?
You had to present left.
Okay. Yes! Kyle's here saying, how goes the investigation? We're getting very close to the answer here. Very close.
We're close to the end.
Miss Pavlova, on your ear there. I see you have a crescent moon as well. Ah! What? And on your other ear, there seems to be a crescent moon missing. The little link holding it must have broken, I suppose. Now, the missing crescent moon was found in the victim's clenched fists. Clearly, there's only one logical conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes. Miss Pavlova, Mr. Asaki must have grasped that crescent moon, pulled it from your ear, perhaps just moments before he fell to the floor. In other words, last night in Mr. Asaki's cabin, you witnessed the moment when the victim fell with your own eyes. In fact, you were quite literally at arm's length from him. But then the question is, why did Mr. Asaki do that? Why did he pull your earring from your ear and hold it in his clenched fist during his final moments?
Oh no.
Angel? No one can protect you now. Please, Miss Pavlova, Tell us the truth. Last night... What did you do to Kazuma?
When I think about everything that happened yesterday, it was too much. Running away, fishing boat in the middle of the night trying to climb onto this huge ship. Then I was at last in this cabin and I can relax after this horrible, long day. Darko, wait! I couldn't believe it when she disappeared through the ventilator. I tried to call her with a little whistle. I tried waving her favorite toy. But nothing worked. Darko would not come back.
What are you doing here this time of night, Inspector? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine.
Young man from your country was very polite and kind. He helped me to find Darka and promised not to tell anyone. Then I had my friend in my arms again, and I was going to leave the man's cabin.
Just a moment. Sorry, but...
Oh? Yes?
I'm sure I know your face. I've seen you somewhere before. Ah, of course. You're Nikolina Pavlova, aren't you? The Russian ballerina.
Huh? No, I don't know that name. My heart nearly stopped when he said that. He knew who I was. How could this man from a land in the faraway east know a Russian ballerina?
Yes, I saw your performance in Japan. The beauty of the ballet made a deep impression on me. But what are you doing on this ship? I'm sure I read that your ballet company is performing in Shanghai at the moment.
Can't fool him. I have to tell him the truth, and hope he doesn't tell anyone. I have no other choice.
I see. So you've run away.
Please keep my secret. Don't tell anyone.
Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here.
He's going to pull that cord. He's going to tell the captain. Why did I think I could trust him? Then it happened. Everything at once. It was only a second, but felt like forever. Wait! I shouted, and then Kid jumped out of my arms and down to the young man's feet. And as he turned around to look at me,
oh no!
I pushed him. I don't even know why. I don't know why I did it. I was just so scared. And I had to stop him from telling anyone about me.
And that's when you went to fetch help? From Seaman Stroganoff, who was on duty out in the passageway. I heard Nina cry out and thud on floor, so I ran to her. She was standing on cabin door, shaking like leaf. She looked at me and said,
Meet Biff. If they find out, I will be... Please, I have nowhere to go.
So you decided to help. And that's when you arranged things in Kazuma's cabin to make it look like I did it. So that no one would suspect the passenger in the cabin next door? Yes. I went into cabin and looked around to make sure there was nothing to show Nina was there. And then I found Stowaway. In wardrobe. Still sleeping. Right. That's when he found me.
So you worked out a plan to lay the blame on the stowaway.
I closed wardrobe doors and put back strange paper sign. Luckily for me, that's the only reason Sato-san started to believe me when I said I was innocent. I dragged young man's body to good place and used ink that was spilling to write on floor. I wrote in so that person who found him would look inside wardrobe and find Stowaway. And tell me, what of the glass bell?
It was by my feet, so I picked it up.
I see.
It was dark in the cabin. I didn't notice the other half.
Then Angel went back to her cabin, and I finished job. By pressing the emergency alarm button in the passageway? Yes. Accordingly, the SS Barrier did indeed come to an emergency halt at a little after 2 a.m., thus enticing the bolts on the cabin door to slide shut, creating the locked room mystery. There's still one thing I don't understand, Miss Pavlova.
What?
Well, you said that you told Cosmo about the fact that you'd run away from your homeland, and it's because you were worried that he was going to tell the captain that you pushed him. Isn't that right?
Yes.
But even if he had pulled the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship, aren't you friends with every member of the crew? Why would that have been a problem?
It was what he said first that made me scared.
What he said first? What are you doing here this time, Night Inspector? Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine.
He said an inspector was his friend.
Ah, yes, meaning me. Who was supposed to be acting as his bodyguard.
Thought that if police knew about me, they would arrest me. But before he could pull the bell cord, May I stop you a moment, please, Miss Pavlova? It just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, was Mr. Asogi really going to pull the bell cord? I don't know. What? Naruhodo?
Well, I'm not Kazuma, so I can't know for certain. But he was a man of his word. If he told you he wouldn't give your secret away, then he wouldn't have done.
Oh, he was walking over to it. He was going to pull the cord. He was going to make them send me back.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo, the day's work is not yet done, it seems. There's one more deduction to make. What? Another deduction? Yes. What action was the victim really about to take at the moment? Can we determine whether the young man's gaze was directed? I think we can. First, consider the victim's location within his cabin. That's easy. I remember every detail of that room. I mean, yes, I spent quite a lot of time in the wardrobe, but still. That cabin has been my home for this entire voyage.
So, this is how the cabin looked last night when Miss Pavlova visited Kazuma-sama?
Yes, it's exactly how it was. Are you ready then, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes. If there's one thing I've learned today, it's that a simple gaze can reveal all manner of truths. And not only that, in order to draw the right conclusion, you can't afford to be out by even a little bit when you're following the gaze to where it lands. So, when you turn away from Miss Pavlova, what exactly was Kazuma looking at? The wardrobe. Can I examine it first before?
I think so.
The wardrobe. My wardrobe. I was in there at the time, of course, sleeping soundly, too soundly. If only I hadn't eaten that chicken that was laced with the sleeping drug. If only he'd woken me up. And maybe this tragedy would have never have happened. I think that's the answer, but I'm going to just look at the bell cord real quick and examine it. Not present, just examine it. The bell cord. So Miss Pavlova thought that he was just coldly ignoring her request and going to pull the cord. But the Kazuma I knew would never have done something like that. No, I'm sure of it. Oh, let me look at the bed real quick, because that's unexaminable. His bed. I remember him being annoyed about the pillow. He said it was too thin. Didn't he put that big, thick book of Japanese law underneath it, in fact? Perhaps he was thinking of looking something up. Either that, or talking to Miss Pavlova made him acutely tired. Oh! I got an achievement for that. Pillow Perfectionist. I guess there's a little bonus thing you can do. I'm going to check present the wardrobe.
Take that!
Considering everything that had happened last night, certainly it may have looked as though Kazuma was going to ring the bell cord. Yes, however, what is directly beside the bell cord? The wardrobe.
Wardrobe?
And, more importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? The man's great friend, sleeping soundly.
Miss Pavlova, please, think back very carefully. What were Mr. Asogi's exact words last night?
I could use another opinion here.
Another opinion?
Yes, but not from a member of the crew. No, Mr. Asaki intended to consult his close friend in the matter. To see if, between them, they might be able to help in some way, no doubt.
Oh no. Sadly, we can't know the truth for certain now. It's too late for that. But I wish you had made sure of what Mr. Asogi was looking at. This may have ended very differently if you had.
Miss Pavlova, I want to thank you for finally admitting the truth. But, unfortunately, the truth is, a man lost his life because of what you did, and that will never change. I hope you'll never forget that.
I'm sorry. Really. So sorry. What have I done?
And so, at long last, the mystery surrounding the tragic accident on the SS Beria was finally laid to rest. January, 7:14 p.m. First class cabin on the SS Beria. What will happen to Miss Pavlova now then? Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed over to the British police at Scotland Yard. What about the fact that she ran away from Russia? Won't the Russians try to repatriate her? Apparently, the detective can speak to the immigration office and sort all that out. Mr. Sholmes can do that? So she won't be going back to Russia then? No, I don't think so. Even if she wanted to return in the future, I doubt she'd be able to. She ran away, so now she's in exile for life. See. I'm sorry. Seaman Stroganoff? I wanted to help our angel, no matter what. But I didn't think about you, about how you lost good friend. I will go with Nina. I will give myself to British police. That's kind of you. In the meantime, thank you for letting me go free again. Kazuma's death Feels like such a waste, but... Well, do what you can for Miss Pavlova, won't you? Duh. Well, I'm afraid you need to pack now. We're due to arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow. As much as it pains me, I'm going to have to hand you over to the consul to arrange your passage back to Japan. Yes. I did stowaway after all. I couldn't really expect any different. So, you should get back to your cabin now. Looks like my study tour to Great Britain tour is over before it's even begun then. I think that only days ago, Cosmo and I were laughing together about how we tear up the streets of London. It seems like a distant memory now. Oh, what's that? Is it someone weeping? Susato-san?
Naruhodo-san, I didn't know you had returned.
Oh, well, I haven't been back long. Inspector Hosonaga just told me I should pack, you know, ready to leave the ship tomorrow and all that. Oh no.
I still can't believe this has happened. Can't believe someone's life can be over just like that.
Susato-san.
He had such grand ideas for his visit to Great Britain. So many dreams. Now they've been cruelly taken away, just as he has. I thought I could never forgive the person responsible. Now we know the truth. That it was just an accident. Just a silly series of mishaps. Too much, Naruhodo-san. It's just too much.
Yes, I know. I wish there was something I could say.
Inspector.
My duty was to see Asugi-san safely to Great Britain. But I failed, and caused his two closest friends great pain and suffering as a result. I've let everyone down. I will do anything to make up for my terrible blunder. Nobody blames you, Inspector. And I'm free again now at least. Huh? Surprise, Mr. Naruhodo? What is the meaning of this? Oh, a trifling matter. Simply that in my head, I think I shall always picture you wearing those shackles. Without them, the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting. Sorry. So I decided to restore them. For old time's sake, shall we say? You are a stowaway, after all. Thinks this is funny?
Mr. Sholmes. We do appreciate all your assistance. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Not at all, not at all. And though it's a little late, may I offer my sincere condolences? The loss of your companion is truly heart-rending. I hope that you will be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor. I'm afraid that won't be possible. We shall be disembarking at the next port, in Hong Kong. We have to return to Japan and make a full report about everything that's happened. What? Wait a minute! It's just me that has to go back, isn't it? I mean, I was the stowaway. The terms of the study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. It was to be one lawyer and one assistant. Was to be? In the light of Mr. Asaki's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead. No, I don't care for me, but... Poor Susato-san. My dear fellows, the majority of problems have an extremely simple solution, you know? All you require is one lawyer, and the study tour can continue, surely.
But there is no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know of no other lawyer.
Qualifications, you say? Any qualifications obtained in your own country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid.
Oh, but...
But anyway, the voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourself another suitable lawyer.
Yes.
Mr. Sato?
Yes?
Do you think perhaps I might be able to do it?
Huh.
But you're not a lawyer, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, unless... Are you studying law? No, I'm not, but... I'm sorry. In that case, I don't think there's even a chance it could work. But, as I said, there is still more than a month before we reach England shores. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I have a month in which to study, to learn what I must become a lawyer in Great Britain.
Mr. Naruhodo.
That's ridiculous. Are you seriously suggesting anybody can learn all that in just 40 days? There's just only one way to find out. I work with my fingers to the bone, Inspector, every single day. Will you let me try? And if, by the time we reach Great Britain, I haven't learned enough to be recognized as a lawyer, I'll take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate. But why put yourself in such a difficult position? For Kazuma, he said that there was something he had to do in Great Britain, and that he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. He was passionate about it. I can't let all that passion just come to nothing. And anyway, it's for my own benefit too. I will become a lawyer. I have to. What do you say, Miss Nasusato?
I think it's a wonderful idea.
Thank you. So, what does our bespectacled inspector's friend say? Are you serious? One lawyer and one assistant. The numbers are indisputable. No, it's madness! And fascinating, wouldn't you agree? Fascinating? Duty and rules are the dull routine of existence that we all abhor. Give us interest. Give us fascination. Speak for yourself. Besides, qualifications are no measure of a man. What matters is his character, no? And you've witnessed ample evidence of this man's exemplary character today with your own eyes. From the early hours of this morning until this very moment now. Despite contending with the passing of his close companion, and despite the accusation of guilt, this man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, courage. Very well. I'll think of a clever way to word my report to the Department of Justice. Inspector! After all, I did just make a promise, didn't I? I said that I'd do anything at all to make up for my shortcomings here.
Oh, thank you, Inspector.
If you'll all excuse me, I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think. I need to discuss what to do next and how best to make my reports.
You really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, I'm going to try. I wonder, would you consider teaching me what I need to know? Everything about being a lawyer?
I would be delighted to help you. I am a judicial assistant after all.
Thank you.
And Mr. Naruhodo, I'd like you to take charge of this.
What? Me? Are you sure?
I'm sure it's what Kazuma-sama would have wanted. His name is Karuma. It's a great sword that's been in the Asogi clan for generations.
Karuma, huh? Interesting. Very well. I accept. I'll treasure it as always. So then, Mr. Sato. It seems we're working together for some time to come yet.
It will be an honor, Mr. Naruhodo. For the next 40 days, I shan't grant you a single minute of freedom. You shall fill every spare moment with study.
Yes, that's exactly what I need.
Before we begin, I have an earnest favor to ask of you too.
Goodness, what is it?
Throw me to the ground.
What?
3 times.
Oh, what? What?
I should never have doubted you. You are Kazuma-sama's closest friend. Of course you would have never done anything to hurt him. It should have been obvious to me from the start. I allowed suspicion to get the better of me. No matter how upset I was feeling. It's completely unforgivable behavior.
No, you were in shock. You just found out about me stowing away, and the cabin door was locked from the inside.
No, I won't let you make excuses for me. Whatever the circumstances, I should never have thrown you, and not just once, but 5 times.
The number keeps creeping up, doesn't it?
Please, you must. Take hold of me and throw me. Do it. Don't even think about it.
No, I don't even know how. I've never thrown anyone in my life. Very wise, Mr. Naruhodo. It isn't a skill one acquires without considerable training.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes.
I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confess I was most impressed. When did he see that? I presumed that would be a form of Japanese wrestling.
Oh, well, in a way, it's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of an ancient jujutsu technique.
Apparently it's called the Susato Takedown. It leaves your head swimming, believe me. How beguiling. I am practitioner of the combative arts myself. I am a somewhat accomplished boxer. There he goes, dancing around again. I wonder if he's so kind as to instruct me on the technique of your arresting throw.
Yes, I'd be honored.
Then let us not dally. Demonstrate, my dear madam.
Oh, of course, of course. Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo?
Sorry?
Yeah!
Why me?
As you can see, you throw from the abdomen.
Oh yes, arresting indeed. And that is what you term the Susato Takedown, is it?
Actually, no. That was a Susato squash.
In my groggy state of consciousness, a scene from an evening recently spent with Kazuma flickered into my mind. Karuma? That's right. It's a prize sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asaki clan. I can't believe you managed to get permission to bring it with you. I mean, taking a katana study tour is more than a little regular, surely. A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Rinosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. Karuma guides me. I truly believe that. So his name compels his way to slice evil in two? Not that you need much compelling on that subject. There's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain, and I'll sacrifice anything to make it happen. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me. Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. I knew you wouldn't let me down. That important thing he had to do. I still don't know what that was. But I'm going to see the place for myself, work it out. Great Britain's capital, London. Whew, so that's the end of case 2, huh? Oh man. All a big accident. Crash Course Candidate is the trophy I just got. Man. It's a very bittersweet ending for sure.
Yes.
Oh man, just a bad misunderstanding is what caused all this. You hate to see it.
Exactly.
Adventure the Runaway Room. I hope it doesn't like immediately force. Okay, here we go. Adventure the Great Departure, Runaway Room. I'm going back, return to the title screen. Yep, because I'm not ready to do episode 3 just yet. Oh, and we're back into the courtroom for the title screen. Let me just, I'm not gonna do the escapade, but I'm looking at the special contents just real quick. I want to see something. It's late.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, and it's
late.
Yeah, let me just see what episode 2. In a first class cabin. Another crime is committed aboard the fixed high showing, but there's more. Another crime? Oh boy, I'm definitely interested in how that went. Well, with that, we are finished with case 2, and I said it at the beginning of the Great Attorney stream part of it, but for those who missed it, this does unfortunately conclude our short quick look at the game. That's longer than most quick looks because it was multiple parts. Because, transparency, it was intended to be a full playthrough. However, due to us ramping up projects in hpcritical.com, we must unfortunately make this just an extended quick look. And I'd like to think it's pretty comprehensive. We showed you an entire trial, which was the entirety of case 1. And we went over investigations, which was pretty much the entirety of case 2. So I hope we were able, in these multiple parts, able to demonstrate what the game is and where it's going. Obviously, there's a lot more to see in this story. Like, it's only just beginning, really, because now Ryunosuke is finally beginning his path to become a lawyer, and is going to be heading to Great Britain. So there's a lot more to go in the story, both in the Great Ace Attorney Adventures as well as the Great Ace Attorney Resolve, which is the second game in the Chronicles collection. So all that to say, there's a lot more here, and if the story has interested you so far, I would definitely recommend it because I love the Ace Attorney series and it deserves love. So we could probably get other collections, and of course the eventual Ace Attorney 7. That's my position on it. I'm definitely looking forward to playing more of it on my own time. But again, that is the end of this quick look. So I want to thank everyone for coming out. And again, I'm sorry if it had to end a little sooner than it had to. But again, I really hope you guys will check out this game for yourself if you want to see where the story goes from here, because it's definitely interesting so far. Now, as I mentioned, the reason why we're doing all this and cutting down the streams a little bit is because we are ramping up projects for hpcritical.com. So definitely give that website a look to see all the articles from our wonderful team members, including both of us hosting tonight. You can sign up for a newsletter there on the website as well. That'll keep you updated on everything that we're doing. And I do promise that the cutting down of the streams as often is going to be worth it. As far as upcoming streams this coming week, we got 2 planned this coming week. On Monday, we got another episode of HP Critical Doesn't Hold Up. My guest is going to be Grayson. He and I are going to be taking a very brief peek at the special version of Super Mario Kart, but the bulk of that stream is going to be us playing Breath of Fire 2, continuing from months ago when he and I played Breath of Fire 1. So checking out how the sequel holds up as a result. Next Friday, is a big one because, tonight Shin Megami Tensei V came out. Another big RPG comes out next Friday, that being none other than Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And that will begin, it is going to be a playthrough, But it's more accurate to say that the stream coming up next Friday is going to be a bit of a launch stream, only because it's going to be quite a while before we get part 2 to that playthrough out, because after that episode, a lot of things are going to be happening in the following weeks. Between other launch streams, other events, and, the holidays. So, we'll be doing basically like the first launch stream / part 1 will be coming up next week. And then you can look forward to more parts of the playthrough in January. And that's basically how it's going to go down. So yeah, Brilliant. We're going to be streaming Brilliant Diamond, to be clear. I'm getting Shining Pearl for my personal playthrough, because I'm definitely not waiting an entire month to play Pokemon. So, yeah. So Brilliant Diamond will be for the playthrough purposes, while Shining Pearl will be just for me to play on my own time. So, yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. And for those who've been following, Skyward Sword HD, that we are going to be doing a full playthrough. That is, we're not stopping that. I'm definitely not stopping that. But it will be based on our availability at this point. Again, we'll be doing 2 streams a week, but on occasion, when we have time, we'll try to run a Sunday stream where we play some Skyward Sword. It won't be this Sunday, because unfortunately I do have a few things going on that day. It may be a while, but all that to say, Skyward Sword will not be stopping. We are going to be moving, kind of sliding that into Sundays, again, when we both have time and can do so. So stay tuned to that. Definitely follow our social media to know not only when streams go live, but also when new website stuff happens. And of course, all those new projects that I'm teasing, which we'll be announcing very soon for the website. So, our social media. We're on Instagram at HP Critical Gaming. On Facebook, we're HP Critical. We're on Twitter at critical_HP. And if you want to follow like podcast clips or other clips that we upload, we're also on TikTok at HP Critical. Those are all the different places you can find us. While you're on the website, hpcritical.com, one thing you can do is check out our Teespring store, which has all kinds of different merchandise. And copy yourself some merch today. That's one way you can support us. The other way you can support us is our Patreon, which is patreon.com/hpcritical. Every month you'll get goodies like bracelets and stickers, and you even have a chance to be on our weekly podcast that we record as well if you're a Patreon member. So look into that. And as part of our upcoming projects, there may be some more stuff coming to Patreon as well. I can't go into details on that just yet, because we haven't fully discussed all that just yet. But it's just one of the many things we're planning in the future, which is why, of course, us and the leadership team are cutting down streams just a little bit, but we'll still be doing our consistent Monday and Friday ones, with the occasional Sunday ones and the occasional launch streams. But that's pretty much what's going on in the coming days. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. If you want to follow me personally, I'm at Mr. Louis. And Christy, where can they follow you?
You can follow me on Twitter at RubyAmber5.
Wonderful. And Christy, thank you so much for joining me for this. It ended up being shorter than we expected, but thank you for joining me for this brief look at the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. It was a lot of fun.
Anytime.
Yes,
it's been fun.
It has been
I miss Darka. I wish we saw Darka.
Yeah, that was a weird thing that we never saw Darka again. I'm like, where did Darka go? I'm assuming one of the crew members eventually held Darka for safety. That's but yeah. It was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to playing this all the time and seeing the rest of the trials. I'm looking forward to giving you my thoughts as well about how I feel, because I know you had to put it nicely, mixed feelings about some of the later cases of this game. So I look forward to playing it myself, seeing how the missions unfold, making my own opinions, and having a nice discussion with you about it. In various ways. So that'll be a lot of fun. And I want to be clear to everyone. Like I said, when she and I have time on Sundays, we'll be doing Skyward Sword HD, until we finish that playthrough. But when that's done, for those who've been following us, that we've done the original Ace Attorney as well. All 4 of the original cases that was in the original game. But there was a 5th case that's like a bonus case that was added to like later versions of the game. We are going to be doing that when we finish Skyward Sword HD, just so we can like completely finish the entirety of the first game. So there'll be more Ace Attorney stuff in the somewhat near future that you guys can look forward to. In the distant future, we'll eventually get to Ace Attorney 2 and 3 as well, but that will be after, it's going to be a while before we get to those. So, but not so distant future somewhat. You'll get the finale of the original Ace Attorney. We will get back to that eventually. So thank you everyone for your patience, and I hope you've enjoyed what adventures we could give you in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. And we'd love to. We would absolutely love Christy, again, has finished the game. So if you want to tweet at her at RubyAmber5 how you're feeling about the story, you can totally do that. And in time, maybe I can discuss how the game is going as well once I play some more about the story, because I am definitely looking forward to seeing what happens next. Alrighty. That's enough for tonight, guys. Thank you again for coming. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope to see you guys for our upcoming streams and our upcoming projects that we'll be doing on hpcritical.com. Have a good night, everyone, and take care. Bye!